understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. Stand up. Stand up. Stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Welcome to the show. You can get involved by calling 888-7753, 773-888-77-JESSE, Jesse, Jesse. My biblical question for this week, and it's a doozy. The biblical question: are you a pitiful person? Are you a pitiful person? Billy, you want to respond to that? Are you a pitiful person? Are you? You're not a pitiful person? What? I'm talking to my engineer. He's here again on his day off. Amazing. Are you a pitiful person? We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on jesseleepeterson.com/show. jesseleepeterson.com/show. And you can listen to the show on your iPhone or iPad anywhere in the world. We are literally heard around the world by everybody and their mama. Everybody and their mama. Bill, you want to listen to it just see how it sounds to you?
No. I know how it sounds. I'm going to check it over here.
Oh, okay. Everybody and their mama. I'm asking, he trying to adjust the headset volume. By calling the listen line on TalkStream Live at 641-793-1500. 641-793-1500. Whatever you might be doing. You can podcast the show as well. You can podcast the show. Don't forget to follow us. Follow, like, subscribe, ring the bell. Tell a phone, tell a graph, tell a woman about the show. And you can follow us on JLP Talk on Twitter, which is known now as X. JLP Talk on X, and Jesse Lee Peterson on Instagram. Jesse Lee Peterson on Instagram. And to donate and have your comments read out loud, you can go to buymeacoffee.com, buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk, buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk, rebuildingtheman.com, rebuildingtheman.com, or Bond JLP on Cash App. Bond JLP on Cash App. It is Friday again, believe it or not. I'm falling in love. It's Friday again. And every Friday is Get It Off Your Chest Day. Every Friday is whatever is on your mind. Express yourself Friday.
You Tom like a mug. You need to go and get yourself bleached, because everything you say about black people, and you're sitting up there looking like a tar baby.
It might sound like a semantics argument, but he's a gray alien.
I wonder if he's been smoking pot.
So, you're angry.
His anger boiling over.
They got it all blocked out. The Lloyd Center exit, the Convention Center exit, every motherfucking exit. You Everybody move.
You didn't say yours. What? Your racist thing that you've done. Your racist thing.
Wait. Go. Easy, dude. Look forward. Ready? There you go. Go. Yay! You got it, boy. Keep going.
I love you, Dad.
Love you, buddy. Keep going.
Amazing. Isn't that amazing? Yes, Jesse. That is amazing. That's new from the Anchor Baby. That's amazing. Amazing. It's mind-blowing to me how, it's just mind-blowing, but I understand it now. The mind-blowing has turned to understanding that any human being would think that anger is good and that they need anger to defend themselves or any other, protect themselves, whatever reason they make up, and that they need anger because Jesus was angry. You got to be out of your mind. You got to not really know yourself to believe that anger is good. Anger is evil, folks. And it doesn't matter how extreme you are with it or not extreme you're with it, it's still evil. Pure evil. There's no love in anger. If you doubt me, just pay attention to you, and then you start to understand your surrounding, and you will see, wow, this is crazy. No one has peace. No one can get along because of the evil spirit of anger. Last night we had our men's forum, and it was, I'm not making it up, I'm not exaggerating it or anything. The word deep doesn't even define it. It was mind-blowing to the point, normally we try to end those meetings, we go from 7 to about 8:30, no later than 9. The meeting itself didn't end until 9:30 last night. And then you know how you stand around and talk because you got so much energy, you're just not ready to leave. The people like it so much. And so that lasted for a while. Last night I got to bed around 11:30 p.m. Pacific time. I literally closed my eyes for a moment, and the moment it was 3 a.m. already. I'm like, what the? And I'm surprised that I was able to make it here. I have energy, like alert energy and everything. The meeting was all worth it. I learned so much, understand so much. From the meetings, I've always said that one of the things that has helped me is communicating with other people, hearing their situations, and finally realize that everybody got the same problem. Every man, every woman. Situations might be a little different, but it's the same thing. And in last night we had probably every race you could have there. And all the stories were the same. And they all start with mama. All of them start with mama. And because mama is glorified as good and precious and loving, Satan has cleverly and is cleverly working through the woman to bring evil into the earth. To bring evil into the earth. But if you ever get to, men and women, if you ever start to pay attention from yourself and hear yourself when you talk, pay attention to yourself when you're speaking, you're going to be surprised what you will discover. The first thing you're going to discover is that you really need to forgive your mothers, that you have become like her, you hate her, you don't want to be like her, but yet you have to pretend you love her. And then every woman you get involved with is mama, and because you have not overcome your fallen state, you can't have no mama. You're trying to get, and the woman you were trying to get, and nobody have it to give. And so you have a war going on. I can't share with you what was said in the meetings because the men's forums and the women's forums private. What happened was what it said, stay there. But it was mind-blowing from every different race that got up and spoke. And it's the same spirit. It's really interesting in that human beings think that they're unique and that their situation is unique and that it's their culture. Their culture is this, their culture is that, when it's all the same. It's the same spirit. Satan doesn't care about your culture. God is not into your culture either. But you are because you're blind. I want you to start to pay attention to when you speak and when you talk about the things you do and the things you say and the things that happen and that you don't know why it's happened. I don't want that to happen, but I am doing it. If you start to pay attention, you'll see that you are not doing it. That something else is operating through you. But you think that is I, and you think if I should ever stop saying I, and I let it go, who will I be? If I don't have my sensations, what do I have? That's when you will discover your true self, and you will have paradise on earth. You will have paradise on earth. The meeting last night, I just can't find the word. And there was so many different aspects of personalities there, and it was interesting that it was all the same spirit. It was all the same. It was amazing, guys. And the honesty in those meetings, mind-blowing as well. I do want to tell you, if you want to be free, if you want perfect peace, you got to let the anger go and let all the false identities go. You must forgive. You must return to the Father. You must be born again. Otherwise, the devil that already lives in your mind and body will destroy you. And there's nothing or no one that can save you. And I think that's the first time we ever left those meetings that late. And everybody was still energized. And there were people from all over. It was interesting. Another thing that's interesting to me, I don't know if y'all heard the Hake report. The Hake report, his show yesterday, the day before, he had a guy on that looked like he might have been white, but he was mixed with all different kind of color things. Christian Ladon. And Christian would talk about, or mentioned, I believe, how he used the N-word. And it was interesting to hear the reaction to that from some black people. And these were males reacting to it. One guy cursed him. You little B word, he said. Bitch. And I'm listening to this, I'm thinking, and then they said, well, he can't use that word. He look white or liberal or something like that. And that's a word that the white people use for slavery, something like that. And the people who are saying that have no idea if the white people use that word for slavery at all. And if they did, let's say they did, but there's no proof, no evidence that they did. Zero evidence. And even when I was growing up, and my grandparents and their parents worked the plantation that I grew up on, I don't even ever remember them using that word because it just wasn't the N-word. It just wasn't a popular word then. But yet, black people think that it was for some reason. They think white people are using that word all over the place. And it's not true. You've been lied to. But anyway, these people were getting mad at the guest for saying that he used that word. They were like literally getting mad at a word. Think about that. That they think that was used during slavery, and they weren't even around during slavery. Slavery been over 150 years ago, and yet they are personally affected by a word. It's interesting, they're not affected by the word if another black person say the N-word, but if anybody look white says it, they got a problem. And they don't see that the problem with them is not with the person that's using the word. That person got their own issue, of course, but it's not with them. It's with them for reacting to a word. You got to be a dummy. You got to be a blind fool to react to a word. I don't care what the word is. Something's wrong with you. And you get mad at the person who used the word, and you say, you make me act this way because you use a word. Don't y'all know something wrong with that? Why am I getting mad because of a word or words? Why am I afraid because of a word or words? Don't you want to know that about yourself? And then, they use it in slavery. They didn't, but let's say they did. And everything, the lie is so exaggerated now, and human beings in their fallen state are living off that lie. They love the lie, and they love reacting to it. They love the thrill of reacting to it. That's why they do it. If you didn't love the thrill, you wouldn't react to it. You think you are the thrill. You think the thrill is life. All for the thrill of it. Grown people reacting to a word. Think about that. Just think about it. White people are afraid of the word racism, to be called racism. You are afraid of a word that another evil person is using to control you, to get a reaction from you. Think about it. Won't you think about it? What's wrong with me? I'm afraid of a word called racist or white supremacy. You are your own world. Why are you scared or afraid in your own world? That's your world. You're in that world. That is your world. Why are you afraid in your own world? And why you let enemies into your world? Why? The world, which are the human beings in the world, not the physical planet itself, but human beings in the world are evil. Their hearts are evil. Their hearts are evil. It's of the heart. Salvation is of the heart, because the heart is wicked. Every human being's heart is evil until they truly return to the Father. They have to drop the anger. They got to drop the wicked heart. And then they'll quit their wicked ways, because the heart will have changed. And then you start to see the problem has always been with you and not with someone else, even though someone else have their problems as well. If you overcome the thoughts, the rest will follow. Your thoughts are your problem. They're your enemy. They're not your friend. Your emotion. I saw this movie. I just happened to be flipping through the TV, I guess over the weekend, and I saw this movie. I saw it was called Django Unchained or something.
Wow, Django Unchained.
That's it called?
That is a movie.
Have you seen it?
I've seen that movie 20 times just in theaters.
Really?
Yeah, so
You saw it 20 times?
in the theater,
And what did you liked it?
it's top 5 for me.
And what did you like about it?
Well, I'm just a big fan of that director and writer,
Oh.
Quentin Tarantino. So all of his films, pretty big fan. But that one specifically, yeah, just very, just entertaining.
You can say that again.
Just very bizarre and, you know.
That movie, is Quentin Cantina still living?
Quentin Tarantino, yes, sir.
That movie was so exaggerated, it's not even funny.
Yeah.
It was so, they had, what the black man, the slave guy in the house?
Oh, Steven.
The black guy?
Oh, no, the main slave was Django.
Right. They had his role so exaggerated. You have to be high, drunk, and on fentanyl to believe that anything was real about it.
That's for sure.
And they exaggerate those type movies. That's why I don't like watching those black movies like that. They exaggerate those movies to keep the black people angry and to keep the whites afraid.
Yeah.
That movie, I don't even know how anyone can believe that movie.
Yeah.
It was just pure entertainment. If
Yeah.
you saw it as pure entertainment, then you did it the right way. Other than that, if you walked out of that theater mad or believing that it was real at all, then you got a serious problem. Ain't no way that it was just stupidly exaggerated. And I hope that Quentin Tarantino did it to be just to make money and have fun, but it had an effect on a lot of angry black people. Because I noticed that a lot of angry black people go after other black people who have gotten away from the black thinking and the black mindset, and they call them that name. You just jingle, whatever.
Yeah, or Steven, the guy, the older guy that was in the house.
Yeah, the man that really loved his boss.
Yeah.
But it was exaggerated. It wasn't real, folks. It was just a movie that was not real. But if you were angry, you walked away thinking that it was real. And that's how you'll be in control. Overcome the anger, you can overcome being in control. And another thing, and then I want to play the soundbite for you. Men and women, but especially men, and women, but especially men, you got to overcome mama's spirit. The spirit of the mother, which is not her own, is the spirit of evil. You got to overcome it. Otherwise, the gates of hell will prevail. Because every woman you get involved with is mama. And you're just going to end up each situation in a horrible situation when you get involved in relationships. You got to overcome. You must be born again of the Father. Otherwise, you'll blindly get into the same situation, not understanding what it's all about. And then you get out of that situation, you just run into the same situation with a new woman or a woman with a new man. It's the same spirit. That's why it's so important that you get to know yourself. I wish I could share some of the things that happened in the meeting last night, but the mama spirit is devastating on all races. It doesn't matter. And it's controlling in a very demonic way. And it destroys. It doesn't give life. It's not love. It's only hate. It's only evil. And I don't care if it's a Christian mama, a Muslim mama, a Jewish mama, or Italian mama, or black mama, or whatever the mama. It's the same spirit. I've heard horror stories from men and women over the years, and it's the same spirit. When God said, and his son said, you must be born again of the Father, that is the most truest statement I have ever heard. And ain't no way out until you're born again. You have to overcome that old nature, which is of your mother, which is of evil. Every man, woman, and child, you're born into that nature of evil. And the sweetest woman is the worst. She seems so innocent and nice and quiet. That's the devil and all his little demons in one package. And it destroys the sons and the daughters. And especially the son. Boys, and then men, when you turn 18, no later than 19, get out, get away. Leave your mama house. She will keep you there until you're 190, and you'll be, eyes will be open, but you'll be dead. She will destroy you. And you will hate her, and you know it, but you can't get away because you hate her. You're stuck. Don't let them tell you, oh, stay home and make more money. Save money. No. If you're out dealing with the issue of life, it's going to force you to make money for yourself to pay, to take care of your own self. But you're going to grow from inwardly. You're going to grow into the natural man that you were created to be. But if you stay home with mama, you ain't growing. And mama don't love you. And don't let these women tell you, I raised you, I had you, I raised you, I took care of you, I fed you, and now you owe me. You don't. You didn't tell them, oh, you and daddy have sex and make me, I'll come down and take care of you. Don't let the mothers make you their husbands, their boyfriends. You're not that. You don't owe them anything except not to resent them. And that's for you. But the Bible says, and the word says, honor thy parent and you have a long life. It means that don't resent them. That's all it means. It doesn't mean you got to take care of them. You're stuck with them. And if you're taking care of them out of guilt, that's not love. If you had no guilt and you took care of them or helped out, it'll be fine because it would be perfect love. I have some mama stories for you. And your phone calls at 888-7753-773. You've been lied to, guys and ladies. Mama love is not love. Mama's love is hate. And the more educated they are, the worse they are. And mama lived through you because she's a loser. Back in a moment. You can't run from evil within yourself or outside of self. You got to deal with it. And you need good in order to deal with evil. And God is good. You need to return to the Father. And you'll see within you, he will fight the battle for you. And he will fight it without, because he will show you how to deal with it. And you will have no fear. Love God with all your heart, all your soul, all your might, along with nothing else. Nothing else means yourself, your children, your wife, your things, your ego, your reputation, and all that. You can't care about any of that. The children of anger will use it to control you. But if you love God, he will renew your mind, and none of those things will be before him. And so when they go after you, oh, well, you may take my body, you may take my things, but you're not going to take my soul. And that's a true reality. 888-7753-773. 888-77-JESSE. Jesse. Couple announcements. And I'm going to try to go in the order that they are supposed to happen. Number one, thehakereport.com. If you didn't watch the Hake Report yesterday and the day before, all of them really, but those 2 days, you should podcast it and see the reaction of people reacting to a word. Grown people, grown men reacting to a word, and they felt right for reacting to a word, the so-called N-word. They felt right about it. So you can podcast the Hake Report, but today at 9 a.m., the Hake Report from 9 to 11, thehakereport.com, Monday through Friday. And the podcast that I'm referring you to was on Hake was debating, I don't know if they were debating, but he just got talking to, I forgot they, but anyway, check it out. Don to Don. LaDon, all right? So at 9 a.m., the Hake Report from 9 to 11. 9 to 11 a.m. And a quick reminder, Hake is on Modern Day Debate tonight. Modern Day Debate tonight. thehakereport.com/appearances if you want to watch it. I recommend you do. Modern Day Debate tonight. So go to thehakereport.com/appearances. All right. And then at 12 noon today, as usual, brand new episode of the FallenState.tv. A very, very, very mamma mia, hola, Cecil discussion with Lauren Neal, N-E-A-L, Neal. And she's an advocate for gender equality and career progression with STEM industries. Watch this.
Next time on The Fallen State.
Let's say these guys were talking in the office and that slut was amazing. Would you get mad?
I've never encountered that in the office.
That's a normal talk when women not around.
The language that you've just used didn't make me feel very comfortable.
That's another reason that women should not be allowed to work with men except in the front office or something.
I mean, of course, I've got a different perspective.
But should the woman obey her husband?
Obey? Does that mean I'm your slave?
Yes. Is it ever okay to call a woman fat?
No, it's not.
There's a big difference between women and men. And it's interesting that even as adult men and women, the woman still try to be your mama. Tell you how you should act, what you should say, what not to say, and the men are so weak they do it. You can support the Fallen State at fallenstate.tv/donate and on locals.com. Locals.com, all right? And then at 4 p.m. tonight, I believe, at 4 p.m., I believe it's going to happen. It's supposed to happen. I'm waiting for a confirmation right now. At 4 p.m., I think, it's happening. At 4 p.m., the American Anchor Baby, and he is flying high, the American Anchor Baby. Not off pot, not off fentanyl, not off alcohol, but natural energy on loan from God. To quote the late, the great, the amazing Rush Limbaugh. And may his soul rest in peace, Rush. The American Anchor Baby today at 4 p.m. So we got a lot going on. And then Church on Sunday, Fellowship for Everybody, right here in L.A. Fellowship for Everybody at 11 a.m. Pacific time and 2 p.m. Eastern Time. If you're in LA area or surrounding area, come on down. Go to rebuildingtheman.com/church. rebuildingtheman.com/church. All right? So I mentioned, and then I'll get to your calls and super chats. I mentioned that you have grown men. Now, I see women overreacting to things because it's in their nature, which is an abnormal nature, ladies. It's not normal for you to act that way. You have to be born again, too, of the father. You're still of your mother. And the mother's nature, which is of the evil, which is not the mother's own nature, but of evil, is overreactionary. Any person that overreact is evil. They are evil. And so you have people overreacting to one word, and that word is the so-called N-word, right? And they feel justified in overreacting. They don't see that it's them. They blame somebody else for overreacting. And then the white people are so afraid of that word, the N-word, they'll sacrifice their life rather than use that word. It's just a word. It's just only a word. Why you let someone come into your world? You are your own world. We are not the world. You are your world. Every human being, right? We're not the people to make a better place, so let's start giving. It's not that. And so, Fleckens talk went out on the street, and he asked people if they would say the N-word to end hunger, would they do it? People on the street were asked if they would say the N-word to end hunger. Would you use the N-word if it ended hunger? This is from Fleckens talk. Watch this.
Would you say the N-word, the N-word, the N-word, the N-word, the N-word to end world hunger?
Yes.
Yes. No. I don't know. To end it? Oh.
I think it's not my call to answer that. I don't know. If I was allowed to, but I wouldn't do it. If I had public support from the black community to say it to end world hunger, maybe, but I wouldn't do it on my own accord. Would you say the N-word to end world hunger?
Yes.
You would, no hesitation, just
I would scream it out loud if it put food in babies' tummies, and I'd say it proud.
Would I say no? I don't know. To end it? Oh gosh. If I had a poll and everybody came together and gave me,
so you wouldn't do it under any circumstances?
Nah, probably not.
Why not?
I don't know. It's not my place.
Yes.
Not my place.
To end world hunger? Absolutely.
You think that's why do you say yes? Some people say no. Why do you say yes?
Because people are hungry in the world. Who cares about people's feelings when their stomachs are empty?
Who do you need permission from?
The people who would be affected by me saying it.
A sad word. Don't you see human beings in a fallen state now? That's not a normal way to live. If you had control of your own life, there are words that you would use, there are words that you would not use, but it wouldn't be based on what somebody else said. And that woman just said, it ain't about their feelings. It's about people being hungry. Yeah, I'll say it. Joel said she's base white woman. Folks, look how they have destroyed this country using fake words like white supremacy, racism, slavery, Jim Crow, police brutality, woman hater, all kind of hate. Look how they have used words. And they use the word over and over and over, and then when that word kind of dries up, they'll create new words with the same meaning, with the same effect, and that is to control you. And now you have illegal aliens coming in across the country, across the world, from across the world, and you scared to even call them illegal aliens. Your enemy said, no, those are immigrants. And now with your dumb self, you're saying immigrants. That is dumb, so. When you're not in control of your own world, you're dumb. When you're in a fallen state, living in that old nature, you're dumb. Black people, not all, but most, believe that white supremacy exists because they believe that white people are superior to them, and they believe now that they cannot do anything for themselves because the superior man controls them. That's dumb. But the blacks believe it. They always say white supremacy. They believe that the white man is superior to them. There was a report came out some years ago now, the IQ report, and it showed that white people IQ are higher than the blacks. I wonder if the white people believe that the Jews' IQ is higher than theirs, because they have the same jealousy of the Jews for what the Jews own and control, they say. And so instead of trying to get them some higher IQ by talking to the Jews, how y'all get so rich? How y'all control everything if you control everything? Instead of finding out why they get jealous like the blacks do with the white. It's the same spirit, same complaints, the same thing. Hassan said it is. The Jewish IQ is higher than the white. Is that true?
On average, yeah.
Whoa.
And Asian, specifically in mathematics.
Really?
According to the report.
Hake said the Jews have a higher verbal IQ. I remember once I wanted to know how the Jews get to own everything or be so smart, make so much money and everything. And so I went out and started asking them, and they told me, and I know the secret now. I know why Jews do so much better than anyone else. I didn't get mad at them for doing it. I would ask how you do it. And they told me, they're like, I'm going to tell you, and it can happen right now if you wanted to. And when they told me, it made sense. I was like, wow, that's so simple. And nobody asked. They just got jealous. They'd rather wipe out the person rather than learn from the person. The one thing I've always, and I'm sure my parents were that way too, because I don't know how I became that way. I've always appreciated someone else's talent. And because I know that all things that are good come together for the glory of God, because all talents are given to us by God. And so like, when I hire people, I hire them because I want new talent to work together with the old talent, but don't become like the old talent. Put them together to make them work, new ideas and new things. Amazing. But most people not like it. They get jealous of your talent and they want to destroy you because their hearts are wicked. The heart is wicked. Salvation is of the heart. If you don't change the heart, you're just an evil person. You are an evil human being. And you can tell evil human beings, they roam the earth to hurt others. They're like wolves. They roam the land to hurt other people. And so they can get a thrill, and they call that thrill life. They're not trying to help you. They're trying to hurt you because they're lost. They're hurting. They have been separated from God. That meeting last night was amazing. There was one man got up to talk. They all were deep, but this one got up to talk. It was smart, but yet didn't know how. It was amazing. Same problem with everyone. Your problem is unforgiveness. Your problem is that you have not gone and forgiven because you don't see for sure within yourself that you have anger and that you see it. Some people know they have anger, but they think it's good. How are you going to think evil is good? How have you been that deceived? You're shy because you're evil. You're revengeful because you're evil. You're jealous because you're evil. You are a backstabber because you're evil. You're a complainer because you're evil. You overreact to words because you're evil. You want to hurt someone because you're evil. You want to have wars because you're evil. It ain't the other person, it's you. You blame others because you're evil. I literally know people that they pretend to be your friend and they have an agenda, but when they find out you're not going along with their agenda, they turn just like that. They snap. They don't say, you know what? This is my agenda. This is not that person's agenda. They don't want to be involved in that. They don't have that feeling I have. That's my friend. I'm not going to do that. But they will, and they feel justified. Amazing, huh? If you don't have perfect peace, it's because you are evil. Christ came that you might have peace, and you don't have it. If you have not taken your eyes off the world and started with you from within, you're evil. You're evil. If you destroy your children, you keep the man's children away from him, you go to court to purposely, intentionally keep the children away from their fathers. You because the court is on your side, you make the man pay, but you yet keep his children away from him. You're evil. It's pure evil. Ain't nothing else but evil. It ain't love. It's evil. I saw a video, and I think we have it, when Kim Kardashian, I think that's her name, was talking to some female, and she was saying that her kids love being with their father. They love an apartment over a house. They love an apartment with their daddy more than having a nanny or anything. And she didn't understand that. They love the father. Here she got everything for them, and they'd rather be in an apartment with their daddy. They're like, why can't we live like that here? Why we got to have daddy got a nice apartment? I love being with daddy. And that her feeling, it seems. Not sure, but I don't think she liked that. That's evil. That is evil. Anyway, let's see what we got here. Andres is a first-time caller out of Kentucky. Andres, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hi, Mr. Peterson.
Hey, Andres.
Hi, how you doing?
All is well, sir.
I had a question.
Yes.
A very serious one.
Okay.
My child's mother, this past weekend, Halloween, she was drinking, and I guess to her she got too drunk, and I caught her from my own eyes, caught her flirting with another guy, and I already handled the situation as far as like separating from her, but she tells me that she was just drunk and she's not really like that, and she loves me, so I just want clarity on what to do.
As far as what?
Do I like take her back? Do I hear her out? Because she has my child, and she claims that she loves me, but I know I saw with my own eyes that she was flirting with another guy while she was drunk.
And is she sorry for doing that?
Yes, that's what she says.
And does she live with you?
No.
Oh, okay. You guys don't live together?
No.
And do you believe her when she says she's really sorry about it?
She cried. She seemed really sorry, but after listening to you for so many months of how emotions are like evil and deceiving, I really don't know what to do.
Oh, okay. Can you hold for me?
Yes.
Let me take a quick break. I'll come right to you and the rest of the callers and your super chats. After this break, 2 more hours to go, the hate news, not the fake news, but the hate news is coming up. And I'll be back in a moment. 2 more hours to go. Now, I totally disagree with the way things are going, but you can't be angry because that's what the enemy wants. He wants to control you. They do things to make you mad so they can control you. It's like being married. And the wife would do things to make you mad, or she'll do things to make you feel good. And men do that to women too when they want something from the woman, especially sex. They'll make her feel good or they'll make her angry. And the woman's gonna have to say, you don't want to be angry. You want to speak up. You want to disagree with what's going on. It's wrong, but do not be angry. Then you won't have fear. You won't have doubt. You won't have worries. You'll be able to see, but you got to stay away from anger. That's why you must forgive your mothers and your fathers so that you can overcome the spirit of anger. It's a spirit and it's wicked. Nothing good in anger because it has no love, folks. You need love to defeat evil. And love is not a weakness. It's a strength. It's from God. It's His nature.
We fall back this Sunday. Some of us, many of us, fall back. We get to sleep in an extra hour, I guess, or stay up an extra hour later because it's going to get light earlier and dark earlier, I guess. This is the end of hour one of the JLP Peterson Show. It's Express Yourself Friday, November 3rd, 2023 AD. The lines are full. JLP will be right back to your calls. Hang tight, callers. JLP will be right back to you. But first, Hake news, not fake news. Why the Sunday scaries will be even scarier, say the ladies at the Skim. Daylight saving time ends. Daylight saving time ending is a good thing. It's easier. Makes it easier to get up in the morning. But then it's also darker earlier. On Sunday, the clocks will fall back an hour due to daylight saving time, except for in Arizona and other places that do not observe daylight saving time in America. The smartphones will automatically change to your new time, but some of your home appliances, alarm clocks, and other electronic gadgets may require manual adjustments, say the mamas at Commie Nonsense Network, CNN. And speaking of those mamas at Commie Nonsense, and especially the ladies at the Skim, yesterday the House passed a $14.3 billion military aid package for Israel as the latest Israel-Hamas war continues. This comes in addition to a 3.8, but they might not get it because the Senate may not approve it. Okay, so the House passed it, Senate may not. Comes as a 3.8, in addition to the $3.8 billion that the U.S. already gives annually to Israel's military and defense systems, the largest amount of foreign aid that the U.S. consistently gives. This latest round allots $4 billion to Israel's Iron Dome and other defense systems. Lawmakers on both sides said they're focused on getting aid to Israel ASAP, as soon as possible. But some Democrats, demon rats, have a different vision. Dems want the military aid package to include funding for Ukraine, which GOP is against. It's because the Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, Republican from Louisiana, the new guy, Christian guy, plans to introduce a separate measure for Ukraine that addresses border security as well. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, a Democrat, not a Christian, from New York, said the Senate would reject that House bill that would give $14.3 billion to Israel. He called it a deeply flawed proposal that does not include aid to Ukraine and would enact funding cuts for the IRS. You know, those tax schemers in the government? Instead, Schumer said senators will put together their own aid package for Israel and include humanitarian aid for Gaza, something missing from the House's package. The push to provide aid to Israel comes as the sleepy Joe Biden administration is calling for a humanitarian pause in the Gaza fighting. The goal of the pause is actually Israel attacking Gaza, right? The goal of the pause is to allow more aid to go through and potentially secure the release of other hostages held by Hamas. I think they have 220 or 240 or something hostages still. President Biden has stopped short of calling for a ceasefire, though. Joke of a Secretary of State, Antony Blinken, arrived in Israel today. He's not a Christian, by the way. Blinken, to press the Israeli government on its ongoing offensive in Gaza amid growing international condemnation and calls to minimize the civilian death toll. He will discuss, as he has done in past trips, the hostages held by Hamas and the prevention of wider regional conflict. And you ever heard of the Tyre Nichols case? There's a little update. Tyree Nichols, that is. The ladies at the Skim report yesterday, one of the 5 black officers charged in the death of Tyre Nichols, Tyree, changed his plea to guilty. Earlier this year, 5 black Memphis officers beat Nichols, 29-year-old black male, to death after a traffic stop, and he wasn't stopping. They all initially pleaded not guilty to state murder charges, but they were charged with federal so-called civil rights violations. One officer is pleading guilty to 2 out of the 4 federal counts, excessive force and witness tampering. Prosecutors recommending 15 years in prison. By the way, Biden's heading to Maine to mourn the Lewiston shooting victims. He and the First Lady, Dr. Jill Biden, will travel to Lewiston, Maine today to exploit the victims of that mass shooting that took place last week. The 2 mass shootings, actually, by that 40-year-old guy. I'm James Hake. Now back to JLP, Hour 2.
Stand up strong, face the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way, I know we can find a way, I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Welcome to the second hour of the show already. You can get involved by calling 888-7753, 773-888-77-JESSE, Jesse. My biblical question for this week. It's been amazing responses to the question as well. My biblical question, are you a pitiful person? Are you a pitiful person? We have every way that you can watch and support the show. Listen on JesseLeePeterson.com/show. And if you're out and about and you're doing whatever you're doing, laying up doing nothing, but you just can't watch it live, the show here at JLP, you can listen to it on your iPhone or iPad by calling the listen line at 641-793-1500. 641-793-1500 on your iPhone, iPad, anywhere in the world. Follow us on cozy.tv/JLP. Cozy, COZY.tv/JLP. All right? And where Christ is King. Christ is King. On cozy.tv/JLP and rumble.com/Jesse Lee Peterson. Rumble.com/Jesse Lee Peterson. Like, follow, ring the bell, subscribe, and all that good stuff. All right? It's Friday, and every Friday is Get It Off Your Chest Day. It's Friday, and every Friday is Express Yourself Friday.
You Tom like a mug. You need to go and get yourself bleached because everything you say about black people and you're sitting up there looking like a tar baby.
It might sound like a semantics argument, but he's a gray alien.
I wonder if he's been smoking pot.
So, you're angry.
His anger boiling over.
They got it all blocked off. The Lloyd Center exit, the Convention Center exit, every motherfucking exit. You Everybody move.
Little black boy beating up a little white kid.
You didn't say yours.
He's born and stealing.
Your racist thing that you've done. Your racist thing.
Wait. Go. Easy.
This is amazing.
Look forward. Ready? There you go. Go. Yeah! You got it, boy. Keep going.
I love you, Dad.
I love you, buddy. Keep going.
I love you, Dad. That's what every human being needs, is the love of a father. A return to the Father. There will come a day when I will return the children to the fathers and the fathers to the children. And when it says children, it is talking about adults as well. Adults are children. It doesn't matter the age. 91 to 100, 110. I have an aunt who had a birthday last week. I think it was last week before. And she turned 99 years old. I'm like, what the? Everybody died but her.
Amazing.
The kids died. The husband dead. The in-law dead. The daughter-in-law dead. And she's still living. 99 years old. That's how they used to do it in the good old days. They lived forever. Miss Shug used to live down the road. She died, I believe she was 110. I believe Miss Shug died at 110. And Miss May, Miss Seagirl, Mr. Robert. Did you know I know people with those kind of names?
No, it's incredible. That's it.
Mr. Robert and Miss Shug lived up the road. Nettie and Levy lived in the middle of the road. On the way down. Miss Evelyn.
This is Alabama, strictly.
Miss Evelyn lived way down the road. Miss Shug lived between Nettie and Levy. And then Miss Evelyn lived further down.
Amazing.
And Miss Rowley, my grandmother, she lived a little closer to Mr. Robert and Miss Seagirl.
Amazing.
Those are real names. Amazing. So let me go to Andres, a first-time caller out of Kentucky. And Andres said that he caught his girlfriend flirting with some guy, and she said she was drunk, and that's why she did it. And he wanted to know, what should I do? Andres.
Yeah. Hey, Mr. Peterson.
Hey, so she was drunk, and you caught her flirting, right?
Yes.
And how did you feel about it?
The thing is, I don't know how to feel about it. I haven't really been. I've been listening to you about how emotions and thoughts are like evil.
Right.
So I just been enduring whatever, and like I didn't really feel anything, but I know what I saw wasn't right.
Right. But you didn't feel anything? You wasn't hurt or saddened by it or anything?
I was disappointed. Like she said she loves me, and she did that. And you know, if somebody really loves you, no matter how drunk they are, at least from my knowledge, they wouldn't do nothing like that. At least I wouldn't.
And how did you catch her doing it?
We was walking, and she saw a guy in a police officer costume, and she stopped, and she walked up to him, and she said, I keep seeing you tonight, but in a like very flirtatious and bubbly way. And I heard a conversation, and basically the guy was like throwing out sexual innuendos, and yeah, not to get too personal, but that's how that happened.
And so she did it in front of you?
Yes.
Amazing. Is this the first time?
Yes.
Do what you want, but here's what I recommend. If she may, she may be really sorry, give her another chance.
Okay.
And then I want you to watch as you're doing how you feel about it. Because the real reason this is happening, she has her issues, of course, but the real reason it's happening is so you can see what's wrong inside of you and overcome it. Because in all honesty, you're not supposed to feel anything about it. It's enough to see it. And when you see it, you would know exactly what to do. But if you feel something about it, you would never make the right decision as to how to deal with it. And so I would just let it pass this time if she's really sorry about it. And don't judge her and see what happens. And if she does it again, you'll be able to walk away from it with no feelings. It would be no loss to you at all.
Right.
So if she's truly sorry, give her a chance.
I forgave my mother and my father.
Uh-huh.
So it's strange. Like I have no anger towards her or anything. Like because I know what it is.
Yes.
But from what I'm listening to you, how family, the man through the God comes through the man gives it to the woman, and the woman gives it to the child.
Right.
I want that. So I just don't know how to go about this.
Are you doing the silent prayer?
Yes, it's like the only thing that has been. I've been doing it every day. It's the only thing that keeps me keeps me at peace.
Right on. That's deep. So here, stay with the silent prayer. God said, seek first the kingdom of God and his right way, and everything will be added. If you stay with the prayer and just watch those thoughts and not call them you and not try to hold on to them, then you would naturally, your life would naturally be worked out for you. There's nothing else you can do. Only thing you need to do and ever needed to do was to be a watchman. Just watch and let life happen. And it was going to be amazing what's going to happen for you. Your whole life is just going to work because now God is guiding it rather than Satan guiding the life. You have never been in control of it, period. You or I or anyone. You're influenced by evil, and if you ever overcome evil, you're influenced by good. And good is working it out for you. You'll be fine.
Okay.
All you need to do is watch those thoughts, and whatever thoughts you get and feelings that come from thought, just know that it's not you and let it pass. And you're going through the valley of the shadow of death. And through that valley of the shadow of death, God is with you. And when you get through that valley, there's nothing left but pure life, pure energy, pure love. It's going to be amazing, man. You stay with it.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
There's nothing else to do but watch. That's what the light of God is doing, is separating you from the darkness, which is the thought, which is the imagination. And you watch that happen. Go to work, eat your meals. If you hang out sometime, hang out. But just watch you, which is the not you. And the not you will disappear. And you'll be fine, man. You're going to love it.
Thank you so much.
All right, you're welcome. And give a woman a little more chance, see what happened. But watch how you feel about it. And if you're feeling anything, that problem is with you, not her. You can't blame her because those things were already there when you met her. Just like her issues, she already had them before she met you. You're not to blame for that. And so just watch it and let life happen, all right?
Okay.
Amazing. I wish you well, Andres.
Thank you. Can I call you again sometime if I have any more questions or concerns?
Absolutely, man. Feel free to call.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, buddy. Take care now. Amazing. 888-7753-773. Let me get to Brett out of Nevada. Brett, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse, how you doing?
All is well, sir. How are you?
I'm doing well. Hey, I wanted to quickly mention before I got in my thing, you're mentioning Django Unchained. You should have Sean look into the SNL clip of, what's his name, Jamie Foxx, after he did Django Unchained. Because he basically goes up on the SNL stage and says, "Oh man, the movie was great. I got to kill a whole bunch of white people. What's better than that?"
Oh yeah, I kind of remember
the whole
that.
Crowd, yeah, they just cheered for it.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I do remember that.
People hate themselves.
Amazing.
Yeah. Interesting.
We played that back when that happened. I remember that.
Yeah. Oh, what a mess.
Yeah, we covered that on the show. Amazing. But go ahead.
I'm going to try to stay out of my head and not speak from the mind. So we'll see which hole this one ends up coming out of. But I had a conversation with my brother a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, my twin brother, and I've noticed a whole bunch of things since. He and I were both homegrown Christians. He's a lot more of a Bible thumper than I am. And it only started because he started talking about how, like, oh, are you supporting Israel right now? And I go, I don't know what you mean by support. Like, what should I be doing? And, he was getting into it, and I was talking about how, like, I'm just at a point where I don't take sides. And, he got all flustered and stuff like that, and saying, well, what you're doing is not biblical. And I don't know how we ended up here, but he kept going on, and eventually, we started talking about Jesse Lee, Peterson, talking about you, talking about the show. And he goes, okay, well, I got to look into this guy. And he calls me back a day later, and he goes, well, this guy's a false prophet. And kept going on and on and on. And I said, man, you should call him the show. So I tried to make him your problem, but he was just going off. But and I just didn't know what to make of it. And I'll be totally honest. For a while there, you know, I was feeling hell, you know, and it dawned on me that all the biblical knowledge that I have, everything, you know, that I was taught, everything like that, it didn't come from my father. My whole life, my mom was the one who was going, "Oh, you should listen to Jan Markell and Billy Crone and all of these," and she'll send videos all the time, and oh, you know, the end times are coming, and hell is boiling over, and all these other things. And I just, you know, it clicked that my twin, has always followed that,
right.
Whereas I've always been seeking. That's where it differentiates. You know, when people would send me things, if I just didn't, you know, feel like it really was speaking to me, or I felt it was disingenuous, I just kind of ignored it and went, I'm going to keep seeking because I've always believed in God, but I haven't always believed in Christianity, if that makes sense. And not, you know, not speaking of Christ, I've always believed in Christ as well, but specifically Christianity, how it gets put out there, it always just fell flat. So it was very interesting when he kind of was stirring hell, and I really connected for the first time, I think, after, you know, really starting the silent prayer.
You got upset at him, you say?
What was that?
You got upset at him at one point when you realized he was into that like that?
Oh, I you know what? I got lost in even the situation. You know, I fell into my head and just started going crazy. And I even I got angry. I yelled.
And why? Is he your identical twin? Are you guys identical?
Fraternal.
Oh, okay.
We're night and day.
And why did you get upset at him?
I allowed myself to get into my thoughts.
And why?
And fear.
Of what?
Oh. Fear that well, he's got it all together and I'm wrong. And I kept listening to that thought as he was talking.
Oh, I see.
But, you know, coming away from that situation, I realized the only reason people argue is, I mean, nobody argues when they 100% know the truth. You know what I mean?
So you were arguing because you did not know the truth 100%?
Yeah. Yeah, I think both of us didn't.
But how about you?
Which is, I didn't know.
Oh, okay.
You know, but I was listening to the thoughts as well.
Right.
And I can't, you know, if I'm trying to argue with the thoughts, you know, I feel like the thoughts are going to win because, you know, that's what they want to do. And it just felt like the further I got into the situation, the more I realized I was only listening to the thoughts because of fear, and I was only giving into it because of what I know, what I've been taught, you know?
Yeah.
And all of those things, you know, are the reason that I'm here today.
And your question for me is what?
Well, I guess just, you know, when you run into those situations, you know, I guess what you would recommend kind of, you know, if it's right for me just to be reflecting on like what's happened, because I can't go back and change the fact that I, you know, yelled or that I started feeling fear and that I started questioning everything. And I guess if that's a normal part of the journey.
And so your question for me is what?
Just if what I'm going through is part of the process of the silent prayer and everything.
Well,
maybe not specifically, but
it was definitely part of watching how you are dealing with things, because you can't blame your brother that you got upset because he feel and think and see things in a different way. He has a right to be wrong, or he has a right to be right. It has nothing to do with you. So it's definitely an opportunity for you to watch what's going on inside of you, but don't judge him.
No, not at all.
And don't judge yourself either. It's enough to see it, and seeing it is admitting it, and you'll be fine. And it is part of overcoming the world by overcoming the hell that's in you, because you've identified with that for so long. You think it's you, and you will find yourself falling back for a minute. But if you just see it and stay with the prayer and move forward, you'll be fine.
Yeah. Well,
but if you judge yourself, I got angry, I fell into my thoughts again, I'm this, I'm that, all you're doing is digging yourself deeper into hell. But if you see it without any opinion, you'll be fine.
Well, and I think I just, I hope this makes sense. I guess I landed on the conclusion, and I'm wondering if you agree that this is the right way of looking at it. But everything that I went through with that and everything else was a good thing. Like, 2 weeks later, I look at it and I go, Satan tried to break me, and I guess in some way God was allowing me to be tested. And, not because God needed to see me tested, but I needed to see me tested.
I wouldn't call it good or bad. I would just see it. That's it. Don't attach a title to it at all.
Sure.
It's enough to just see it, and you'll be fine.
Okay.
All you need to do is just see it. And don't call it good or bad. Don't try to figure it out. Seeing it will allow you to understand, and understanding is what you want from it. What can I understand from this situation? That's all you need.
And, it's been really helpful sticking with it. It's been hard, but I haven't given up. And
are you doing the silent prayer every morning, every night?
Every morning, every night.
You forgave your mother and all that?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, you'll be fine. Just when
Satan's always trying to wander into my head and tell me, you didn't forgive him right. I go, yeah, all right.
Yeah, let that pass. Relax. Just relax and let life happen.
Okay.
And don't call anything good or evil. You will see it and you will know it. And it'll be amazing.
All right. Well, love you and the crew, Jesse. You guys have a wonderful weekend. Can't wait for church. And,
amazing, bro.
I'll be in California later this month. I might swing by you guys on Sunday and bring you a care package.
Come on down. Be all the welcome. It'd be good to see you, man. But just stay with it. And these things that are happening inside of you are not you. And let it die. And be patient. And it is working. It is happening. No matter what the devil or anyone tries to tell you, it is happening. You're overcoming the world.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, man. I wish you well. Call me again.
Look forward to it. Talk to you soon.
All right, buddy. Thank you. 888-7753-773. Let me do this real fast. Let me go to Thomas out of Oklahoma. Thomas, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hello, Mr. Peterson.
Hey, Thomas. Amazing name, by the way.
Oh, thank you very much. I'm a third.
Nice.
And me, my father, and my grandfather all served in the Army.
Right on, man.
I just had a question for you about something that's going on right now.
Okay.
So I have two brothers on my mom's side, and one of them used to be an alcoholic, and the other one's homosexual. And the one who used to be an alcoholic is now getting married in Washington, D.C., and he's offering to pay for my flight out there and a night at a hotel. Excuse me, sorry. Getting over a little sickness here. And
you have the Chinese virus?
I don't know. I drive a school bus, and some of my kids were sick.
No, I'm just
but I think I got
you.
whatever they got.
Yeah, I'm just joking. Go ahead.
Oh. Anyway, so he's going to pay for me to fly down there if I want to go, and he chose his gay brother as the best man at the wedding, and he's hardcore Christian, you know.
So this is a friend of yours, you say?
No, my brother.
Oh, your brother chose your brother?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He chose the gay brother to be his best man at his Christian wedding.
Okay.
I'm just wondering, I mean, I kind of feel like I should go, but I don't, I'm not sure because I'm like, why would you have a homosexual as your best man at a wedding if you're Christian?
Why is, and your question for me is what?
I mean, do you think there's anything wrong with that, or?
Why is that even a thought for you?
Probably partially because the gay brother that's going to be the best man treated me poorly in the past, and it was right around the time I, forgave my mother and all that,
right.
And I was coming out of the darkness, and then, the attack started coming. And he's the closest to my mom of anybody.
And
they
so,
talk, almost every day.
The gay brother does?
Yeah.
And so do you hold something against him? You resent him?
No, but I feel like he still resents me, and,
And what does that have to do with you then if he resents you? You're going to your brother's wedding, and if your gay brother going to be there, your gay brother resent you, but you don't resent him. Why you bother either way?
Okay. I mean, that makes sense. And that was kind of my thought behind it.
That was a question.
Oh, why would I think any way of it?
Yeah, why you bother, period. Because you're going to your brother's wedding. Your brother has a right to have whomever he wants in his wedding. And,
right.
And your gay brother, that's his situation. He might be mad at you, but you don't care what he think. Why you even bother, period? Why is that a question?
Probably just because, my brother who's having the wedding, just claims to be real Christian, and I just don't understand. It just kind of confused me why.
Why do you need to understand it?
I guess I don't.
Hold on. Can you hold on, Thomas?
Yeah.
Hold on, buddy. 888-7753-773. 888-77-JESSE. Back in a moment. We have a counseling service, and I have to admit, thanks to God, it is the best counseling service on this side of heaven. I counsel with men and women, families, individuals around the world. Most people are unhappy, they're miserable, they have rough lives, they're depressed, suicidal, young and old, of all races. I understand, I know why, and I do understand it. Because exactly what's happening in me is happening with everybody outside of me, inside of them. And I've noticed that with those who really, really, really want to understand, they overcome it just like that, out of one counseling session. If you need counseling, you can go to rebuildingtheman.com or call 800-411-2663. 800-411-BOND. Best counseling service on this side of heaven. We have the best counseling service on this side of heaven. Individual, family, whatever counseling you need. Go to rebuildingtheman.com, rebuildingtheman.com, or call 800-411-BOND, 800-411-2663 to make an appointment. And let me just say this in advance so that you will understand. The schedule is packed. And so sometimes you may not be able to get it the day that you want it, but we move really fast and we try to help as soon as possible. So be patient and don't yell at the scheduler. All right. Also, anywhere in the world, by phone, Skype, or walk-in. All right. And then the other thing, for personalized shout-outs, encouragement, weddings, anniversaries, no matter what the shout-out is, personal shout-outs, go to Cameo, cameo.com/Jesse Lee Peterson, cameo.com/Jesse Lee Peterson. All right? And we get those, which even though we have truckloads of those, we get them back to you as soon as possible. Some people want them the same day. They request same day. We get those back to you too, all right? So we're doing the best we can on this side of the world. Let me go quickly back to Thomas. He's going to he's been invited to his brother's wedding, and his brother used to be an alcoholic, and now they have a gay brother, and the gay brother going to be the best man, and Thomas want to know, should he go? How come is Thomas, your gay brother, is he mad at you? Why is he angry at you?
Maybe because he felt like my parents were more forgiving towards me. They felt like I got away with more. But
did he say he was angry at you?
No, but he basically expressed to my parents that he thought I was like a threat to them.
But he never said it to you?
It's been so long ago, I don't remember if he said it directly to me.
Okay, how do you feel about him?
Just some compassion and just a little bit of frustration because he's my brother and I love him. But after we got in that fight, he was real resentful and doesn't want to really forgive. And I know I can't force that.
You say a little bit of frustration. What are you frustrated about?
Oh, just our family. We're pretty broken. Nobody, and he talks to my mom all the time and basically throws stones. He never visits. He lives, we live in Oklahoma. He lives in Florida. He makes plenty of money. Last time he came for Christmas, he got like everybody a gift except for me and like bragged about how much money he was making. And so I just don't get why, he's acting so petty about stuff.
You don't get why. Do you understand yourself?
Yeah.
If you understand yourself, why don't you understand him?
Well, I guess I kind of do, but it's just, he says one thing and does another because he's Christian or says he's Christian and got the love of God.
But why does that bother you, period?
I don't, just because there's just a little bit of anger there still, probably.
So you're angry at him?
A little bit, not a lot, but...
A little bit is a lot.
Dang it, Jesse.
Oh, God. A little bit of anger is a lot of anger, buddy. And why are you angry at him?
Just for the stuff he said about me and how he's treated me.
And so why does that bother you, period?
Because he's my brother.
And?
That's it.
I would recommend, if you should go to the wedding and he is there, that the two of you try to have a private conversation and you apologize for resenting him. Because whatever he is and whatever he's doing, he can't help it. He's been driven by something else, just like you have been driven to be angry at him. That's not you. That's the spirit of evil. And you're judging your brother, saying that he is a Christian, he'd have a gay brother who he invite, but you're no different because you're judging them.
Right. Yeah, that's what I figured you'd say.
And why did you figure I would say that?
Just because, I don't know, it usually always leads back to that, anger, resentment. And, I really don't, it's hard to confront yourself on that because you don't want to admit that you have it.
Absolutely, and that's the problem. when you're pointing one finger at someone else, all of those fingers need to be pointed at you, because if you didn't have anger, you would have perfect peace, and no human being or nothing outside of you will be able to touch you. You wouldn't be bothered by it, period, because you will understand. You will understand what's happening in you, and it will cause you to understand what's happening in others, and in that, there is no judgment.
All right, so I think I got my plan then. Go to the wedding and forgive my brother.
Yeah, pull him to the side and say, you know what? I have been resenting you, and I'm wrong. I'm sorry. And whatever your issues your brother have, those issues are on him because he came from the same parents you did. And those issues are with him, and they have nothing to do with you.
Right.
He can't blame you for the way he feels, and you can't blame him for the way you feel. It's on you.
Right.
Go to that wedding and have fun, man.
All right. Thank you, Jesse. I appreciate everything you do for young men today.
And you're welcome, and you call yourself a Christian, you're judging the Christians.
Right.
Do you see that?
Yep.
Are you doing the silent prayer?
Not enough.
And why not?
No excuses.
Yeah, do the silent prayer.
Laziness.
I'm sorry?
Laziness.
Do the silent prayer so you can walk in the light. You want to walk in the spirit of truth and love. But if you're not staying present, you're not in the spirit of truth. You're not in the spirit of love. You're walking in the flesh and not in the spirit.
Okay.
And you forgave your mother?
Yeah, and my father.
How did that go?
It was years ago, but she just started crying and, apologized, said, she did the best she could and stuff, and that she grew up in a rougher home.
Absolutely. Well, stay with the silent prayer. It sounds like that's the only issue you have right now. You're not staying present. Stay present, and the light, the nature, the love of God will work out all the issues for you.
All right, Jesse.
Let me know how the wedding go, all right?
All right, I will. It's December 30th, so it's going to be a while.
Okay. And if you get a chance to pull your brother to the side, apologize for resenting him, because it's whatever issues he has nothing to do with you. And you should wish him well, and you just work on your world and let everybody else live in their hell, because most people love their hell. They don't want to overcome it. And you can't be mad about that, or shouldn't be.
Right.
All right?
All right, sir.
All right, do the prayer, man.
All right. Thank you very much, Jesse. Have a great day.
You too, buddy.
And all the staff.
Right on. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Amazing. So Joel Friday said his papa was 93 years old. Does that mean he's dead now? Your papa dead, Joel? What's a papa?
He's listening on delay.
Oh, he lived on delay.
Mm-hmm.
That's his grandfather? He dead. Why you tell me about your dead grandpa? I'm talking about my aunt still living, buddy. Everybody want to know. Everybody want their papa to be 93. Cause my aunt is 93 and she's alive.
No, she's
93 or 99?
I mean 99, and she's still living. Your papa dead. What the? He ain't 93 yet, and he dead. Joel said, whatever. Super chat.
Gregatron bought a coffee. Jesse, I have another great idea for your little network. It looks like he has 3 serious ideas and 1 joke idea. Tony from California. Could you imagine, Jesse? It just sound like this. Hake, read in Tony's voice. Dividing the races with lies instead of uniting the races with truth. We are also destroying the family by destroying the man. I'm Tony from California.
That's not how Tony speaks.
Well, shut up. I mean, don't say that, kids.
What'd you say?
I said, shut up.
Tony would be like,
today we're going to talk about white people.
Yeah.
Why these white people out here killing everybody.
Why are these white people killing everybody? Jesse.
I tried, Gregatron. Rue Benjamin bought a coffee. Hello, everyone. I've never donated this much before. Here's my weed money. Or maybe I like Hake's voice. No homo. New York's White Immigrant History Month is March, so please respect our differences.
New York White History Month?
Yeah, white immigrant.
July.
No, White Immigrant History Month.
Oh, amazing.
Please respect our differences. It's amazing to see white people outside without winter coats. I would be considered a New Yorican here, which is Puerto Rican that lives in New York and does not speak Spanish. Several years ago, I learned both my grandfathers were adopted, and suddenly the beta behavior within me and my family makes sense. My parents could not help me with any homework as a child, but expected me to understand it fully. That was when my God complex began. Kids today are still learning things they do not need to know. The staff wants to be cool by associating with sex because of their porn addiction. I finally understand the youth and their friends, quote unquote, that just mimic the behavior. Can you hire a local student to join the 24-hour network for a larger audience?
Send the information to producer@JesseLeePeterson.com, all right? Producer@JesseLeePeterson.com. Thank you.
Rocky the Mexican flag emoji, bought a coffee.
By the way, we've been getting some amazing videos and requests to be a part of the network. They're amazing, so anything is possible. Thank you.
Rocky the Mexican flag emoji, coffee. Hi, Jesse, the Great Black Hope. Thursday about the Mike and Dad story was deep, the true definition of the prodigal son. About the if America is a Judeo-Christian nation is a lie because morality, we both agree in the same God, but theoretically we don't because Judaism doesn't believe Jesus as the Son of God. True born-again Christians are Jew, but not Jewish. Thanks, JLP team.
Thank you. Amazing. Am I a Zionist?
Now I'm not sure of anything anymore. After Bill Lockwood said that Zionist doesn't just mean nationalist for Israel. It means it's God's order that the Israel that's just a year older than you be that. I don't know. I don't know where you stand on that.
So Israel is 1 year older than ain't there something older than a country?
Yeah.
What? So that must mean I am a Zionist.
Nice.
I want to be a Zionist.
You can be a Zionist.
Thank you.
Austin bought 3 coffees. All motives.
Thank you.
All motives based in fear will always only lead to destruction.
Come on, man.
Did you catch that?
Repeat that.
All motives based in fear will always only lead to destruction.
What?
For the third time, all motives based in fear will always only lead to destruction. With 3 coffees from Austin.
All motives based in fear will lead to destruction.
Always.
Oh, that's true. That's deep. Thank you.
Finally.
Absolutely. I was reading something.
I know. Joel threw you off.
Right. And Joel don't type. He doesn't write very well, so I'm trying to fill in the black what are you saying?
Right. Yeah, that's true, too.
He black.
Zuzu CC on bought a coffee. Hey, Jesse, I can disagree, but I can love you also, can't I? I also love Hank. Red heart emoji.
Who is Hank?
Hake.
Oh, is it H-A-N-K or H-A-K-E?
She spelled it H-A-N-K. It is H-A-K-E, but people think it's Hank. And I answer to it. My bag.
Amazing. Yes, you can disagree and still love. Just don't be angry. Non-judgment. Amazing. Thank you.
Greenwall, 2 coffees. This is an answer to the biblical question.
Are you a pitiful person?
Greenwall
Are you a pitiful person?
I am not a pitiful person because I now realize that life is a spiritual journey and I was meant to experience what I experienced and overcome what I overcame. Every morning we should thank God for another day and a bed to sleep in.
Amazing. Thank you. I'll put my little 2 cents in on Sunday. There's so much going on in this room right now, my attention won't stay focused.
I know. Am I boring you?
No. It's Joel typing stupid stuff.
Oh.
Well, not stupid stuff.
Smart stuff.
Hassan says bass.
He's too smart for his britches.
Okay.
And I don't even know what he's saying, but it feels bass.
Because he doesn't know how to write. So you can't understand what he's writing. Okay, thank you.
Someone bought a coffee. Can Satan mess with your head without ever making his way into your emotions? I feel like this has been going on for me because even though I am mostly feeling calm, my brain seems to be working overtime, trying to figure things out or second-guessing myself. For some reason, it's more clear to me when I am feeling strong emotions that it is not me and I can turn to God. But when it's just in my head, it's more sneaky and subtle. Do you know what I mean? Any advice?
Repeat that.
Do you know what I mean? Any advice? No. When he has stuff going on in his head, right, and yet he's feeling calm, right, his brain's working overtime trying to figure things out, second-guessing himself. It's more clear to him when he has strong emotions with it because then he realizes, oh, this is not me.
Oh,
I can turn to God. But when it's just in his head and not that emotional, it's more sneaky and subtle.
Right. Whether you get strong emotion from it or not, because you might not be getting emotion that you should feel and they feel bad, but if you feel good from them, it's still bad. It's still evil, right? So just know that good feeling, which feel like no feelings, is still evil. So just watch the thought, and yes, Satan is still messing with you, and it's not your thoughts. Just know all thoughts are all lies all the time about anything. Even when they tell you have made it, and you feel like you made it, and just before the fall, you feel like you made it. If a thought tells you made it, then you're still thinking. Let that pass. Amazing. Thank you.
Also on D Live, Kilo Alpha Tango donated a diamond. Hake, how is Qatar pronounced? It's pronounced Qatar. Something like that. Qatar. People think I'm being racist. Why don't you just go work for American Renaissance and Jared Taylor instead of working for a black man? Because I pronounce it Qatar.
What's Qatar?
Qatar?
Oh, Qatar.
Or some people call it Cutter. It's a guttural sound. Qatar.
And that's at Allah Akbar country?
Yeah, one of the nicer ones.
Oh, okay.
I guess.
Thank you.
Marcus bought a coffee. Thank you all at the JLP show.
Appreciate you and thank you for your support. Thank you.
Retro Memento bought 3 coffees. Thank you, JLP and crew. Oh, you always brighten my day. Sun emoji face.
Thank you. A brighter day.
Coffee talk with Sandra with a diamond. What do the Jews do? Just asking.
They make a lot of money. They're very educated. And they walk up down the neighborhood and they wear little hats.
Ooh. Justin Childers says...
Thank you. And the people are jealous of that.
Justin Childers with the coffee. Jesse, there's a lot of words like that. Short, little, will make a short man react. Fat, chubby, pudgy, will make fat woman react. Nazi and Hitler will make the Germans react and throw you in prison if you say it publicly in their country. It's all just words.
That's right. I want you to really, well, you need to pay attention to yourself, but I want you to encourage you, do what you want, to think, why am I affected by words? Why do I even think about it? Why do I'm even concerned about words? God said that you should overcome the world, meaning words. Words are of the world, and the world is evil, meaning people in the world, not the planet itself, but the people of the world. And you're not the world. You're your world. Not the world, but your world. Amazing. Thank you.
Beta Word Enjoyer bought a coffee. I left home when I was 20. 3 years ago, I bought an acre of land. I consistently put in work and some money over the weekends and vacation.
Yeah.
I eventually raised my own house, mortgage-free. Had I allowed Mama to influence me, I'd still be living at home like a beta.
That's right. Listen, guys, and now ladies, too, because ain't no man coming for you. Sorry. They gone. Get out from under Mama's curtail. I wish you could have been at the meeting last night. Get away from Mama. Mama is evil. That's why she tried to convince you. Stay home. Save some money. Take care of Mama. And then you'll grow older and you'll hate her. And then you hate her more, you're stuck. I know men who are in their late 60s, and they're stuck with Mama. And they're miserable. And Mama convinced them to stay home for her own personal use. Not that Mama love you. Mama making you her husband. And now you feel obligated. And now you feel miserable. Get away from Mama. That's not natural. You're a grown man. Go out into the wild and become a wolf. A lion. And can you feel this love tonight? This is where we are. It's enough for kings and vagabonds to feel their very best. Amazing. 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 Thank you for the super chat. We'll finish them. When I come back, your phone calls, and we'll finish the super chats as well. 1 more hour to go. I have so many news items, amazing stories to give you, and so far I haven't gotten to one of them yet. I'm not going to look at Sean when I go out there because I can't look him in the eyes. He worked so hard to put together an amazing package. Come on, man! And I haven't done one. What a shame. Such a sad way to live. Back in a moment. Steve, thank you for calling and thanks for holding. How have you been helped by the show?
I'm going to tell you this. I believe you might go down in history as one of the greatest, if not the greatest, black man that ever lived on planet Earth, as far as I'm concerned. I don't know anybody before you that's been that great. You know, freeing the slaves is one thing, but you've been freeing people of their mind, which matters, it should be anyhow, to you more than anything else, because with the mind not being right, there ain't nothing else going to happen right anyway.
If you can doubt every thought because you're not your thoughts, if you can doubt every thought, knowing that you're not your thoughts, you don't create them, they're not from God, that they're from the deceiver, the great deceiver, Satan. If you can doubt every thought, you can be free, just like that. At an instant. Bring every thought into captivity. It's so amazing.
Based Jesse Waters under attack. Commie Nonsense Network CNN shares this quote. Fox News owes an apology to every single viewer. That's what the Black on the Inside White House stated, condemning the so-called right-wing TV network Fox News, they're hardly right-wing, for airing an Islamophobic rant, no such thing, made by host Jesse Waters on his top-rated show, the protege of Bill O'Reilly and the man who replaced Tucker Carlson, the irreplaceable. That was on the 5, actually. In his hateful remarks, they call it hateful, talk about projection, huh? Jesse Waters said he was fed up with Arab Americans in the entire Muslim world during a segment about activists ripping down posters spotlighting Israeli hostages, probably on college campuses, right? Democrat Party's rhinos. Black Lives Matter owe an apology to every single American. How about that? Yet another commie union strike threat. 35,000 non-workers opposed to strike next week across 18 casinos on the Las Vegas Strip if a new contract is not reached. The Culinary Workers Union, so-called workers, Local 226, and Bartenders Union, Local 165, said that. The unions are asking for better pay, reduced workload, and enhanced safety precautions, among other things. And speaking of Vegas, old news, Tupac got murdered. Tupac's murder case yesterday, 60-year-old Dwayne Keefe D. Davis pleaded not guilty in the Las Vegas courtroom for the 1996 killing of the rapper Tupac Shakur. Authorities have said Shakur's death is the result of gang rivalry. The night of Shakur's death, the young rapper allegedly attacked Keith Davis's nephew. Authorities say that's why Davis decided to retaliate. 2018 BET interview, Keith D said he was in the front seat of the car that fired shots at Tupac. As for what took 27 years to get to this point, police reportedly said witnesses wouldn't cooperate. No snitch culture, right? Tupac's legacy in the music industry still stands strong, selling more than 75 million records worldwide. Well, good for them, I guess. But he's dead. He can't enjoy it. Sam Bankman-Fried could spend the rest of his life in prison, according to the far-left females at the Skim. He's not a Christian, by the way. He was found guilty of all 7 charges, according to CNN, of fraud and conspiracy, stealing billions of dollars in the unraveling collapse of cryptocurrency exchange FTX, which he owned. It was interwoven with another of his companies, SBF. Sam Bankman-Fried, his company's $8 billion hole, bankruptcy, crypto hitting a 2-year low, SBF and company catching charges. The 31-year-old unchristian SJW kiss-up went from billionaire living in a luxury apartment in the Bahamas to a defendant in one of the biggest so-called white-collar crime cases since Bernie Madoff's Ponzi scheme that fell apart in 2009. And the Trump fraud trial is the fraud, as we all know. CNN reports, I think, our greatest president, Donald J. Trump's son, Eric Trump, will be on the stand today to continue to testify in the New York civil fraud case against him and the Trump family and their business. On Thursday, Don Jr. and Eric Trump were questioned separately about their knowledge of and involvement in the Our Greatest President's financial statements, accused of knowingly participating in a scheme to inflate their father's net worth to get financial benefits like better loan and insurance policy terms, which they paid their loans back, so what's the harm? On the stand, Our Greatest President's son, Don Jr., repeatedly said he relied on his accountants and was not involved in the preparations of financial statements of his father, even though he signed them as a trustee of his trust. And this is the end of Hour 2 of the Jesse Lee Peterson Show. You can catch The Fallen State at noon Pacific time today. But before that, the Hake Report from 9 to 11 Pacific. And, of course, American Anchor Baby at 4 p.m. Pacific time. You can go to jesseleepeterson.com/show to find the links to The Fallen State up at the top of the page, and then scroll down to the network hosts, Hake and American Anchor Baby and Joel Friday TV. And, of course, Church with Jesse Lee Peterson on Sunday, rebuildingtheman.com/church. Make sure you catch it. I'm James Hake. Now back to JLP, Hour 3.
To stand up strong, face the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Welcome to the third hour of the show already. What the? You can get involved by calling 888-7753-773, 888-77 Jesse, Jesse, Jesse. My biblical question for this week. The biblical question: are you a pitiful person? Are you a pitiful person? Amazing. If you get mad because somebody used a word, are you a pitiful person? I'm just asking, this just popped in my head. If you get angry because a white guy used the N-word and you're a grown man, grown male, and you get angry, are you a pitiful person? Man, we had amazing. I'm just reflecting on some of the things that were discussed and happened at the meeting last night. It was the men's forum. It was mind-blowing and so understanding. We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on JesseLeePeterson.com/show. JesseLeePeterson.com/show. If you want to have real fun in life, like real pure fun in life, work on yourself. Work on you. Take your eyes off everybody, everything else, and work on you. You will have some amazing fun in life. There's no funner, greater than working on you. Nothing much fun than that. This is how Trump does it. The great white hope. If you're out and about, you're busy, you're angry because somebody used the N-word, a white person, and he's not even white, I don't think. And you get mad, you're a grown male, and you get mad. We have every way that you can listen to the show by calling 641-793-1500. 641-793-1500. And don't forget to follow us, JLP Talk on X. JLP Talk on X. And Jesse Lee Peterson on Instagram. Like, follow, ring the bell, and blah, blah, blah. Subscribe. It's Friday. It's to get it off your chest today. It is whatever is on your mind. Express yourself Friday.
You Tom like a mug. You need to go and get yourself bleached because everything you say about black people and you're sitting up there looking like a tar baby.
It might sound like a semantics argument, but he's a great alien.
I wonder if he's been smoking pot.
So, you're angry.
His anger boiling over.
They got it all blocked out. The Lloyd Center exit, the Convention Center exit, every motherfucking exit. You motherfucking
Ran through a parade.
Everybody move.
One white guy. That's so brave. The illegal aliens still in.
What? Your racist thing that you've done. Your racist thing.
Wait. Go. Easy, dude. Look forward. Ready? There you go. Go, go, go. Yeah! You got it, boy. Keep going.
I love you, Dad.
I love you, buddy. Keep going. Keep going.
Amazing. That reminds me of when I first learned to drive on a tractor. Well, I learned on the truck first that we hauled the cotton on and stuff like that. And then on the tractor, it reminds me of that. Can we play that video? When the whole little thing there? Watch this. This is a father's love. And this is what all human beings are hunger for, yearning for, a return to the Father. It's refreshing. It's like fresh water. It fulfills the void, the emptiness that nothing else can fulfill. Nothing or no one can fulfill it. That's why God said that there will come a time when I return the children to the fathers and the fathers to the children. This is why. If you want peace, if you want to stop blaming, if you want to stop being a pitiful person, you must return to the Father. You must return to the Father. Ain't nothing else going to save you, folks. You can have all the sex you want, smoke all the pot you want, get married 100,000 times, have 100,000 children, live on a hill, be a movie star or a politician or whatever, a rapper, whatever, you still ain't going to be happy. That void will still be there. You will still live in your imagination. You will still be unhappy because you turned away from the Father. Watch a father and son's love. Watch this.
Wait. Go. Easy, dude. Look forward.
Teach your son to drive.
Keep it even. Keep it even. Right there, even. There you go, boy. Look at you. Keep the gas. Keep the gas. Keep the gas. Keep the gas. There we go. You're going to go clutch, off the gas, and push the clutch. Off the gas, push the clutch. Now you're going to go up to third. Up, over, third. Now gas. Even transition. Ready? There you go. Go. Yeah! You got it, boy. Keep going. That's what I'm talking about right there. Keep going.
I love you, Dad.
Love you, buddy. Keep going. So you got a car to your left. All right, they're going straight. Keep going. Keep giving it gas. All right, now you just keep driving in a circle. You're good, dude.
Amazing. And he learned on the stick shift. That's how I learned. Now they have these little, you just put in the drive and go. That ain't learning to drive no car. Like these little quiet electric cars now. Who want a car that don't make noise? Listen, you hear that truck, right? What the? Return to your Father, you'll be fine. You will be fine. What you're missing is the love of a father. Men, women, and children of all ages, all races, and nothing else. Nothing else. Is going to resolve that issue. And return to the Father. Forgive your mother for turning you away from your father. Forgive your father for not protecting you from your mother. And you forgive him and her. You're fine. You can finally live paradise on earth. Overcome the thoughts. All right? And no one else is to blame but you as an adult for not taking control of your own life. You can't blame nobody. Let me go to Brittany, a first-time call out of California. Brittany, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hi, Jesse.
Hey, Brittany. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's so nice to finally speak to you.
Right on.
I was calling because, first of all, I wanted to thank you for, spreading this message because it has helped me a lot. I've been watching your show for a little while now, and just how much it's helped me, now is crazy. And I went and forgave my mom probably a week ago or so.
Nice.
I don't know how nice it was, but
how did it go?
She wasn't really receptive at first, and I grew up a Bible thumper. Okay, I spent more time at church than I did focus on school.
Wow, what a punishment!
So it's not that I don't know the Word of God and I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing, because I do know, and I know that I'm not right. So just you kind of coming on and just asking questions and making me think about what I'm supposed to be doing and what I'm actually doing, it's kind of helpful. But I get emotional because my mom is extremely emotional. She plays victim a lot. She doesn't really want to own up to what she's responsible for as an adult, and she's given that to me.
Right.
And I see that. So I'm trying to control my emotions a lot more. So how do I deal with my emotional attacks without attacking people?
Beautiful.
Because I feel like my boyfriend, well, I don't know if he's my friend, he gets a lot of my bad emotional attacks just because like he's around the most, and I feel bad about that a lot.
How does he deal with it? Is he your boyfriend or not?
We live together, so I guess so. Yeah.
He might not be.
Might not.
So you live with him, but you're not sure what he is to you?
Yeah, I mean, like I know that he cares about me. I know that like he respects me and all that, but there's no title.
Oh, you guys just living together with no title?
Yeah.
Who idea is that?
I would say it's mine because like I know that I can leave at any point, and I continue to stay. So I would say it's mine.
Oh, and why do you want to leave?
I don't. That's why I didn't. I like him. I think he's a good guy. I think he's an amazing guy.
Oh, okay.
He's the reason I know about your show. Like, he knows that like there's stuff that we both have to work on. So I'm not willing to give up on him.
Right on. So here, are you doing the silent prayer?
I do, but my problem with the silent prayer is like when I wake up in the morning, the very first thing that comes in my mind is music. So like this morning I woke up and it may not be like bad music. Like this morning it was a gospel song, but like literally my eyes aren't even open yet, and I hear this gospel music playing in my head.
Gospel music, not necessarily good music.
And I'm starting to feel that way because the feelings that I get when I listen to gospel music sometimes,
yeah,
I kind of feel like, oh yeah, I'm listening to gospel music, I'm good now. And then I have to realize, like, no, just because you're listening to gospel music doesn't make it any better.
That's right. It seduces you just like non-gospel music does. So here's what I recommend. So let me restate the question. Are you doing the silent prayer every morning, every night?
No.
And why not?
I'm not disciplined enough.
So you're not sick of your hell yet?
I am, and I feel like I do it. When I say I'm not disciplined enough, I mean like I'm not disciplined enough to actually sit there for the 30 minutes yet.
How long can you do it for?
About 5, 10 maybe.
Yeah, that's better than nothing, and you'll grow into it. So here's what I recommend, even though the music playing in your head, you know it's not you. Get up and do this silent prayer every morning, every night, and then when the emotions come, because you can't have the emotions unless you have thoughts first. Emotion does not just come by themselves. So you're having a thought. You may not see what the thought is, but you're having a thought. So do the silent prayer when the thoughts and emotions come. Just watch it and don't call it you. It's not you. It's the spirit that made a home in your thoughts when you resented your mother as a young kid. And those spirit is also the same thing in your body that you feel emotionally. So stop calling it you and just watch it. Don't call it good. Don't call it bad. Don't call it you. And just watch it. Give up and let the light fight your battle for you. You'll be fine.
So is that like when like I feel emotional? Like, okay, so if my boyfriend says something and it makes me mad, and I feel like I don't want to say anything to him because I know that I'm being emotional.
Right.
But I still get like a little like twinge in my stomach.
Yeah.
Because I can feel it. How do I deal with that part?
Just watch it and do nothing, because the feeling that you're having in your stomach is the spirit of evil. It's not you. The movements that you feel, the sensations that you feel is of evil. It's not you, but all your life you've been thinking that it was you, and you've been calling it you. You've been trying to repair it. You've been trying to do something about it, and there's nothing you can do about it. It's not you. It's the spirit that made a home in you when you became angry at your mother.
Okay.
So even though you feel it, and you do feel it, it is moving, and you do feel it, but it's in the body. It's not in you. The real you is not being touched by it at all. It's the not you which are the thoughts and the feeling, the movement. It's not you at all.
Okay. And I know that it's helping because, like, recently my great aunt just died, and usually I'm horrible with that.
Yes.
And, like, I don't feel anything. Like, I'm actually kind of happy for her, actually. I'm kind of like, oh, you know what, Auntie Ermie's not suffering no more, so now I can know she's okay.
Nice.
So, like, now that it's like, I know that the silent prayer and me being quiet and calm and, like, and just not being so emotional is helping, and it's, like, doing something, because other than that, I would have been a mess, because I love my Auntie Ermie.
I love my Auntie Ermie.
I was going to drive to Mississippi to go to see her just because I love her that much. And I was like, you know what? No, if you don't want to see her in a bad shape, just let it happen. And then I got a call saying that she passed. And I was like, okay, well.
She did.
She did.
Auntie Ermie did. So listen, you're on your way. It is working. Don't let the devil talk you out of being still and knowing God. So if you do wake up and the music already playing, it's only because when you were sleeping, you went unconscious as well, and the music was playing. But it's not you. And do the silent prayer every morning, every night. And during the day, if you get caught up thinking about the past or the future, just bring your mind back to your body. You got to do the work of being aware, and you'll be fine.
Okay.
And no matter how great the pain is or how good the pain feels or bad, know that you are not the pain. It's not you. It's in your flesh. It's not in you. The real you is doing fine. It's the not you that you've identified with. And that's the thing that you have to die from. And if you watch it, the light will rebuke. It will take away the spirit of evil, which is darkness, away from your mind and body. And then you'll be totally free, and you will live an amazing life right here on earth.
Okay. So, one last thing. Should I forgive all the people in my family who I have problems with?
Yeah, do not resent anyone. There's never, ever, 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 but never, ever, ever, ever a reason to be angry. I don't care what happens and who did what. There's never a reason to be angry. So, yes, forgive them. That doesn't mean you got to hang out with them. You don't have to go to dinner and all that crap. But just don't be angry at them. The same issues you're dealing with inside of your mind and body, it's the same thing they're dealing with. It's no difference.
I mean, like, do I have to go to them like I did my mom?
No.
Okay.
So what now?
I said sweet.
Yeah, just understand that you're understanding what's driving you. You're going to understand what's driving them, and you're going to automatically forgive them. You won't hold anything against them.
Okay, cool.
Amazing.
Amazing. Thank you, Jesse, so much.
You're welcome. Stay with the prayer no matter what.
Yes, sir.
Stay with it, stay with it, stay with it no matter what. You stay with it, and if you go in and out of thoughts and feelings 1,000 times a minute, you come out of them 1,000 times a minute. And eventually there will be no problem because you stop identifying with them, and the Spirit of God will rebuke or take away the spirit of Satan, which is evil.
Okay.
All right?
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Call me again, Brittany. I wish you well.
Thank you. I will.
Okay. Same thing, ladies. You got to do the same thing. Let me go quickly to Tony out of California. There's one line open there. Tony out of California, welcome to the show.
Good morning, Jesse. How you be today?
All is well, Tony.
Wonderful, wonderful. Man, you was amazing.
Thank you.
I listened to you for so many years, I guess for the last 11 years. And you tell people that, don't be angry and all that. But I seen one time on a little event y'all went on to interview people, and you lost your mind behind the N-word. You remember that?
No. Never ask a black man if he remember.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, you was at this event, and this lady, I believe it was a lady, called you the N-word, and you lost your mind.
I was saying that she used the N-word.
Yeah.
But I wasn't
and
angry.
You were calling for the police.
Right, but I wasn't angry.
Racist. You said you told the lady she was racist.
Tony, I wasn't angry. I would give it back to the liberals what they do to the conservative whites.
Oh, that's what you was doing?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Amazing.
But you were calling for the police to arrest her for calling you. You said she's doing the hate crime and all that towards you.
Right. I was using the liberal I was using the liberal. I was using the liberal tactic on themselves. Do you believe that?
No, I don't.
You believe I was angry?
I believe you got emotional.
And why do you want to believe that after I've told you I wasn't?
Because you lie all the time. That's why.
So that's why you want to believe that?
Well, I see how you behave.
Tony, that's why you want to believe that?
Yes.
Okay.
Your behavior shows your how you.
All right, go ahead and believe it. You're right. Once a person believes a lie, you can't convince them to believe the truth. So hold on to it, Tony. Let me go to Matthew out of Florida. There's one line open, 888-7753. 773 888-77, Jesse. Matthew, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, good morning, sir. How are you?
All is well, Matthew.
Hey, excellent. Hey, Jesse, thank you for taking my call. And I just had a question. So, long story short, I have a friend. He's black, and he's black, and he wants to start a podcast with me. I've been listening to you and for about 4 years now, maybe 5. Been doing a silent prayer every day, every night. It's changed my life. My wife's coming on board with it. Everything's amazing. So anyway, I meet this fella, and he wants to do a podcast with me because I just blow his mind sometimes, some of the things I say to him, because I'm not afraid. Anyway, he gives me this explanation. He says, when we do this podcast together, I want to give you this card. And it has the N card, we'll call it. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, well, I know you white guys like to say the N word. And I'm like, dude, I don't even know what to say to you. He's like, well, I want to give you a card that allows you to say 5 N words during this podcast with no repercussions at all. So I'm like, what do I do with this? I said to him, I don't understand you black people. You always got to pull this in. It's only a word. Weren't you raised that sticks and stones break your bones? But it still blows his mind. He's like, and I said to him, what bothers me the most is I have a 25-year-old daughter. I used all those N-words on her the other day. So do I get another card? So, Jesse, what do I do with this?
I would not do it with him.
Hey, I was thinking that too, because it seems like he's begging me to say it to him.
No,
he's
just
like, call me that.
No, just tell him no. I'm not going to say that. If you don't want to say it, and then don't do the part.
Right.
Just don't resent him. Just don't do it. You're not obligated.
Well, he actually kind of makes me laugh at him every time. I'm like, I just don't understand. What is it? Like I said, dude, that's racist. He just laughs. I'm like,
well, it's not racist because racism does not exist. Right, but it sounds like he want to go one way and you want to go another way. So it's best to let him do his own thing and you continue to do yours.
Fair enough. Jesse, thank you.
You're welcome, buddy. I appreciate you. Yeah, just do your own thing. Amazing. 888-775-3773. Let me go to Thomas out of Michigan. Thomas, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse.
Hey, Thomas.
So I was calling about, I heard a segment about the N-word, and I think you said that if people get upset, something is wrong with them or something to that effect. But I wanted to ask you.
Yeah, if someone is bothered by a word,
okay,
that's not the person that said the word problem. It's your problem, and you need to overcome the world. And the only way you're going to do that is become of love and not hate. And most people, they love misery, and so they love feeling upset. They love overreacting. They love going after their fellow man because they love jealousy and strife and envy and revenge and fear and lowliness, they love their hell.
So
because the human
if there
heart
are
is
certain-
evil.
If there are certain words that are offensive to people, and let's just say you say a word that's offensive to me, and you know it's offensive to me. Like I heard you tell your audience that when you were in Alabama and all this, you didn't hear the N word. Well, Alabama, Mississippi, the South, that was a normal word even after slavery to degrade black people. They wouldn't call them, by their names. They would say boy or jigaboo or the N word, and to degrade them. And you said you didn't hear the word. And if they did that, then why is it okay if people get offended? It's just like, let me ask you a question.
Let me ask you this first before you go to the next thing.
Okay, go ahead.
Where you get that from that in the South that was a normal word?
I have documented books and documented YouTube videos that your audience can go see right now.
So you got it from books, but you don't have no personal experience of it at all. Just
I've had personal experiences where I had people
it's
call
about
that.
someone what somebody else said, right?
No, I had somebody say that to me.
But that wasn't
Personally.
what you. But what you're saying is when you say that was normal in the South, that's a lie. That's not even true at all.
Why
And
is it a lie?
wherever- Because it's a lie. It wasn't true. And whoever
the
is saying
documented-
whoever is saying that is deceiving you, because that is totally not true at all. The
So all
black
the
people,
documentation are lies?
Yeah, the black people said way more than anybody in the South, black or white. Maybe the blacks saying it more now
Let me
because
get
of
to my next question.
because of the rap. No, hold on.
Go ahead.
Because of the rap music, blacks and whites may be saying it more now, but I didn't really start hearing that word for the most part until the black people start rapping and using that word. And if
I don't believe
if
that.
black people had a problem with that word, everything began with the individual first. They need to stop using it and stop telling the white people what they can and cannot do. Who do the black people think they are that they can tell the white man what words he can use or not use when they're using them all the time? If it's wrong, why don't you set the example and stop using it yourself? That's
So
what
is it
makes
wrong
sense.
So, Jesse, is it wrong for people to call Jews kike? Is that a wrong word?
It's neither
Is that a
wrong
bad
nor
word?
right, and the Jews shouldn't respond to it.
But that's a degrading word to them.
Hold
So
on,
why
hold
would
on,
you-
Thomas. Hold on. Let me take a break. I'll be back in a moment. 888-7753-773. Back in a moment. Check out my book, For Race to Responsibility. I show you how I was able to overcome anger. The spirit of anger was taken away from me. I had it. And as a result of having anger, I was insecure. I had doubt, worry, fear. I was in a fallen state and didn't know it. And it wasn't until I went and forgave my mother, who tried to turn me away from my father. I forgave my father for not being there and returned back to him. My spirit connected with his spirit, and through him, I was able to return to God. And I have perfect peace. Perfect love casts out anger. And when anger is gone, fear and doubt, worry, insecurity, suicidal thoughts, all of that is gone, and you are free. Amazon.com, Barnes & Noble, or if you want an autographed copy, you can go to my website at rebuildingtheman.com or call 800-411-BOND. Okay, welcome back. I let Thomas go because he used that word, K word, and he didn't use the N word. He said N word, but when he used the K word, he said the word, his heart is wicked. And there are restrictions that you cannot use on these shows. And so I let him go because he threw out that word there due to the wickedness of his own heart. And Thomas is lying about the N word being so popular and everybody used it growing up. That was not true at all. That's a lie. And his heart is evil. The Hake Report is coming up at 9 a.m. this morning. TheHakeReport.com from 9 to 11. And tonight, let me see here. Hake is going to be on a show. I forgot what time. Modern Day Debate at 5 p.m. Pacific time. Go to thehakereport.com/appearances. Thank you. Appearances. At 5 p.m. Modern Day Debate. And at 12 noon, a brand new episode of The Fallen State. I talked to Lauren Neal, and she is an advocate for gender equity and career progression with STEM industry. Watch this.
Next time on The Fallen State.
Let's say these guys were talking in the office and that slut was amazing. Would you get mad?
I've never encountered that in the office.
That's a normal talk when women not around.
The language that you've just used didn't make me feel very comfortable.
That's another reason that women should not be allowed to work with men except in the front office or something.
I mean, of course, I've got a different perspective.
But should the woman obey her husband?
Obey? Does that mean I'm your slave?
Yes. Is it ever okay to call a woman fat?
No, it's not.
Amazing. At 12 noon Pacific time, you can support The Fallen State at thefallenState.tv/donate and on locals.com. And at 4 p.m., the American Anchor Baby. Check out his show yesterday, too. It was still the same old mess going on that was on Hake. So podcast the American Anchor Baby from yesterday and all the shows. But at 4 p.m., the American Anchor Baby flying high of life, of energy, given to him on loan by God or from God. And at 4 p.m., and then church Sunday morning for everybody, all right? Amazing stuff. I want to get to all the calls and super chats I can. The treasure chest is now open on D-Live. Sunday morning service is at 11 a.m. Fellowship is at 11 a.m. Pacific time, 2 p.m. Eastern time. Go to rebuildingtheman.com/church. rebuildingtheman.com/church. And to donate and have your comments read out loud, go to Buy Me a Coffee. buymeacoffee.com/JLP talk. JLP on Cash App, Barn JLP on Cash App, and rebuildingtheman.com. All right? Let me go to, I told you I let Thomas go because he threw out the word K word, and he knows he's not supposed to do it, but he's angry because he's been proven to be a liar about, in the South, they were just saying the N-word all the time. I got it on video and books. Those videos, if he has it, are lying to him. And so his heart is wicked. And he knew he shouldn't be saying that, but he did anyway, because that's what anger does. Let me go to Eli. Eli, come and girls, hide your hearts. Eli from Canada. Hey, Eli.
Yeah, hello.
How are you?
Fine, you?
Fine, you.
Yeah. I had a discussion with my dad, and like he's a Bible thumper, like a cool guy. I really like him. And we had the discussion because, I came to realize that not only because you said it, but just by myself, because that Jesus is not God. And then, he said, but what do you mean? What does it mean when he says in the beginning was the Word and stuff? And then, like, we deviate from the subject. But when I came home, I was like, it says in the beginning was the Word and stuff. But after it says it became flesh. So if it says it became flesh, does it still in the beginning, like, God is still the Word? You know what I mean?
When God put the Word, His Spirit, into His Son, and His Son was made flesh, and He came to the earth.
Okay. Because
and the same way is God's Spirit, His Word, His truth, His everything is inside of you as well. But you're not God. You're the Son of the Father. You're not the Father. But it's made flesh because it's inside of you.
Okay. But because I really miss they always say the first part, but they miss the part when it says like it became flesh, it became inside of you.
Right.
So I was kind of confused because we kind of deviate from the subject and all. He's an old school from the Open and Holland church and stuff.
Yeah.
So,
well, they have been convinced, and you can't convince a Christian or anyone that they're wrong. They have to want to see it. You tell them, and they don't receive it right away. Oh, okay, fine, smoke on it. But don't argue with them about it. Don't try to prove it to them, because you don't need to prove anything to anyone about anything. Either they see it or they don't. It's simple as that.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Even I heard the show when you said when Jesus talked to the guy and he says his mind was already made up.
Yes.
I feel like it's kind of the same way.
100%.
You said what?
100%. You're right.
Yeah. So yeah. But nonetheless, that's what I wanted to know. And thank you. And by the way, I like the work you're doing and stuff. I forgive my parents. But with the silent prayer, I still struggle with some stuff. I don't want to put too much out there, but it's women, That's my main struggle. But I'm trying to keep up with the silent prayer.
Okay, let me tell you this: don't struggle with that at all. Your vices are not you. The vices is the nature of evil that you took on once you became angry and you went into the imagination. And the vices came about as a result of the nature of evil. Those vices are the nature of evil. And so they are not you. They have never been you. You're not guilty of them. God is not judging you for them because He knows that it's the spirit of evil and not you. And so it's enough to know they're there. You want to overcome them. So just do the silent prayer and watch, and eventually the vices will be gone because your nature is changing from the old nature, which is of the devil, to the new nature, which is of God. Don't judge yourself. Don't be frustrated. It's enough to know you want to overcome it.
Okay, no problem. Because even when you say that, I feel like the devil's still stuck in my head when I deviate or stuff,
Yeah. And the devil's doing that because he wants you to think it's you. He wants you to think that you're guilty. He wants you to think that you are a sinner. He wants you to judge yourself. But just know that's the devil, and he needs you to overreact in that way so he can stay inside of your body. But if you don't believe it and don't overreact, he will have to depart from you and go make a home in another human body. And so that's why he's trying to convince you that you are your vices, that you are a sinner, or that you are doing this and doing that. Let that pass. God is not judging you. All your sins have been wiped away. You are a free man. You just need to stop believing the lies and emotions of the imagination.
Okay.
You'll find that this is not you, so don't struggle with it at all. It is enough to see it. And the light that is allowing you to see it will destroy it. It will take it away from you.
Okay.
Amazing, huh?
All right. Yeah, it's amazing. By the way, I wanted to know because I live in Canada. I want to know like how because I really cause I listen to your Sunday services.
Yes.
And I really or I would like to come. Like is there a way like because I really don't know anybody there. Is there a way if I'm not booking something that you guys can I can come to LA to go to your Sunday service?
Right. When you're ready to do it, contact my producer at JesseLeePeterson.com, producer at JesseLeePeterson.com, and he would point you in the right way to go.
All right.
All right?
All right. Thank you. I like your show and everything. Thank you, by the way.
You're welcome, buddy. Stay with it. Stay with it. Stay with it. Stay with it.
All right.
All right. Amazing.
Have a nice day.
Okay. The Christians, not all but most, believe Jesus is God only because somebody told them that, and then they read in the Bible, in the beginning there was the Word, and the Word was God, God was the Word, and the Word made flesh. And they think Jesus was God. When I look at the world, it fills me with sorrow. Children today gonna suffer tomorrow. Oh, what a shame. Such a sad way to live. Who really cares? Who is willing to try to save a world that is destined to die? Maze is out of Ohio. Maze, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hello, Jesse.
Hey, Maze, how you?
I'm just marvelous as always.
Nice.
But anyway, I called to tell you, you said Alabama didn't do that. Alabama still do that today.
No.
Yes, they do.
They may be doing it down there more today because of black rap crap music. No. And the rappers are always rapping using that word. So you may find some of the young white kids doing it now.
Really? Well, before the rap music came along, and when you say you was growing up there, you never heard the word.
Right.
That was your nickname. Every time you did something, you couldn't speak back from somebody calling you that.
Come back to your phone, Maze. You say what now?
You said back when you was growing up, you never heard nobody call you that?
Right.
I told you a man called me that one time.
I'm talking about me.
Yeah, you.
I didn't say you.
Well,
I said
you
me.
have to ask your cousins to know if they were called that.
No, they were not called that.
Well, let's have your cousins give us an answer.
No, we don't need to let's have my cousins. I already know my cousins, and I know that they were not called that.
I'm going to ask you a question. Why did they change the
why do you say that they call me that, and you don't have any proof of that, but you're saying that it was my second name when it wasn't true at all? Why are you saying that?
No, because I know somebody that came from the same place you came
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Do you need me to prove to you?
What place I came from?
Alabama, and have some people call your show so they can explain.
What place I came from in Alabama?
You came from a place called a little dirt road, nothing like that, but you're next to Union Springs. I know that part. It's called, what's the name? I can't even think of the little town.
You read my book?
You and the mayor of Tuskegee came from the same place.
You read my book?
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
I talk about it all the time. It's not new news. You haven't given us any new news.
I'm discussing this word, this letter.
You're not giving us any new news.
Can we discuss the letter?
No, you're not giving us any new news.
No, I'm not giving you any news. You said it was a lie, but they still.
It is a lie.
And so before
it's a lie.
Before the rappers came along,
it's a lie.
It's like the tongue is.
So if black people may,
what?
If black people are so hurt by that word, it's a slave word, and the slave used it on the blacks, and blah, blah, blah. They used it in the South, and everybody in the South was saying it. If the blacks were so hurt by it, why don't they stop using it?
What I'm saying
Since everything starts with South first. Answer that question. Why don't the blacks stop using it?
Because every black person don't use that word.
That ain't the question. That ain't what I say. Why don't the blacks stop using it?
The same reason the Jews that you can't use the K word.
Maze, why don't the blacks stop using it?
Because they don't have to stop using it.
And then they don't care about the word then.
Excuse me? No, it's not about the word. It's about the person that's using it with the rotten tongue.
No. It ain't. They don't care about the word because if the blacks thought that the word was a bad word, they would stop using the word, and then everybody would stop because the word would fade away.
No, the word would not fade away.
It would fade away.
It faded away.
Are you hurt when they call you said, "Oh, they call me that word"? Were you hurt when they call you the N word?
I know what it is. I remember when you come from Midway.
Were they hurt when they call you the word?
Excuse me? No, because I call them going back. You don't call me nothing.
So you're not when white people use that word, it doesn't bother you?
No, it doesn't bother me. If
and
you call
you
me
said,
that, I'm gonna call you back because it had the definition.
And why are you? Is it right?
I don't use the word, Jesse.
If they call you that, you say you're calling that back,
the man
right?
That did call me, the one that did call me, I called him one back because the definition fitted him too.
So why did you call him that back if he called you that?
If he called me that, I called him back.
But why did you do what somebody else did?
Because I knew the definition of the word. It could be anybody.
I know, but why did you do what he did?
And because he used it to try to make me angry.
So he made you angry and you reacted.
No, he didn't make me
angry. Yes, he did. That's why you call him that. That's why you call him that. He made you overreact.
I gave him the definition of the word.
He made you overreact, Maze.
Jesse, we can sing together, but we can't talk.
Maze, he made you overreact.
No, he didn't.
And then why did you call him the word?
If a man came up and called you a lady, what would you do?
I'd laugh.
Really?
I would sing that song. She's a lady.
Yeah, to keep your calm, right?
Whoa, whoa, whoa. She's a lady.
So yes,
she's a lady. And a lady is mine.
Okay.
Why'd you let the man control you?
He didn't control me. He was turned red and got mad and he got his property shut down. That's what happened.
Why'd you let the man control you?
He did not control me.
Yes, he did. You called him a name because he called you one.
No.
That's being controlled.
I gave him the definition of the word, and I told him he was talking to himself and talking about himself.
But he still got a reaction from you.
Can I get my... I'm supposed to be getting off my chest.
Maze, he still got a reaction from you.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
That's what I'm saying.
He got a reaction.
Those that want to use the word, let them use it.
But you're upset about it.
But I'm saying you get upset because...
Maze, Rick wanted to tell you to be quiet. You want to talk to Rick?
Yes, Rick, whoever Rick is.
Rick from Hampton, Virginia.
Oh, Rick, he lost. He came out
like
the woods.
Maze doesn't know what she's talking about.
He came out the deep woods, too.
Hold on, Maze. Yes, Rick, you're on with Maze.
Good afternoon, Jeff.
Hey, Rick.
How y'all doing today?
All is well. You're on with Maze.
Hey, Maze. Good afternoon. Oh, it's afternoon over here on the East Coast. How y'all doing today?
Maze, can you hear me?
Doing fine and marvelous. Out of the woods, how are you doing?
I'm fine. I'm blessed.
Now, could you give us the definition of the N letter?
The definition of an N word?
Not the new one, the old one, before they changed it.
Oh.
Go get your old dictionary and come up and give us the definition.
Maze, Rick want to tell you how the cow ate the cabbage. Hold on.
Well, please do tell us how the cabbage ate the cow.
No, how the cow ate the cabbage.
The cows eat cabbage.
Yeah. And that's why he want to explain to you how that happened.
I'm listening.
Yeah, because I understand nigga always been a dirty person. That could be anybody.
Rick, don't say the word on the air.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I forgot about the N word.
On the phone.
It means a dirty person. That can be anybody. But my thing is too, Maze. We get so angry when somebody calls us the N word, but at the same time, we use some very vicious words too. And I have heard it, and I know you have too.
What?
And then I said, have you ever heard blacks use racial words?
Sure, they use them. But do they?
That's what I'm saying.
Those that do it to hurt people, but then nobody getting upset because nobody tell you can't. Like the Caucasian people want to say it, and then they get mad because people say if somebody knock them out for saying stuff that they don't like or don't want to hear from them because they so angry. They don't get angry really. You one of the kinds that think can't nobody do nothing but Caucasian people. That's you.
I didn't say that.
You came out of the woods too where you live. I want them dirt roads. Those are the kind of people that think like you and just people that live in the city don't think like that.
Because the people in the city are crazy.
Yeah, you got them crazy, all right. Yeah, the only thing you had was the man.
See, Rich said right.
You were planting the garden.
Rich said right, man. He said the people in the city are emotional.
Yeah, right. I'm not emotional.
Yes, you are.
I give my opinion, and then you get mad because people can't give their opinion. They can give their opinions on everything and everybody, but when somebody gives an opinion on them, they get upset. Why is that?
No.
Rick and Jesse?
I never heard him get upset. I mean,
you get upset because you don't even like your own people.
That's not true.
Yes, it is.
I help our people. I help our people spiritually.
I'm not talking about help the devil. Help people too.
Well,
you sure do.
I help our people spiritually. We need spiritual help.
What?
As long as we being controlled by his anger, no one, even black people, don't want to be around black people.
What are you being controlled by, Rick? Who controlling you?
Huh?
Who controlling you?
The Holy Spirit is controlling me,
yeah,
man.
It is. Which one of those spirits?
Say again?
You said the Holy Spirit. Yes, the Spirit is holy, all right.
I don't have anger. I don't have anger. Only thing I do
you have anger.
Love people. Says who?
Listening to you.
I don't have anger at all.
Oh, yes, you do.
I don't take anything personal. You know, I mean, somebody says something personal.
I say what I got to say and keep on going until the next day.
I had
something I need to explain that I think, not what the world think, but what I think. My opinion, not what you see on TV, the news media, and all this different stuff that you bring. Like you can't see somebody else doing it, but only black people doing it. That's your problem. You can't see the world.
No, I never said.
Rick.
What?
May.
Get the bars out your way. What?
May. Rick won.
What?
Rick won this debate.
Of course you're going to say he won because he's a man like you.
No, Rick won this. I don't care what you say. Rick won this. Rick, you won.
He's slow and uninformed. That's all he won.
What?
Slow and uninformed. That's what he won.
What?
He won being slow and uninformed.
No, Rick won this debate hands down.
Oh, yeah, that's what you say. Do it for Rick.
Hey,
what do you think I'm supposed to say? Do it for Rick. Now what else?
Go ahead, John.
And Rick proved to you that white people were not saying that word in the South. That word came from the blacks for the most part. That word came from the blacks. And if the blacks don't like that word, they need to dump it.
When you were growing up, that word was not used by black people. That word only got to be used by
That's not true.
By the rappers.
No.
Because black
That's
people
not true.
when they were called that word.
Hey, that's not true.
It is true.
No, it's not.
Didn't I tell you I fly down to Alabama half a
I don't care where you fly to. And you said I'm from Midway. I ain't from Midway.
In the woods with no light.
No, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm not from Midway. Come on, man.
Yeah, you know you're from Midway.
No, I'm not from Midway.
Yes, you are.
You think that road I lived on is called Midway?
Excuse me?
Just like, see, you so wrong about that. Just like you're wrong about the word.
Didn't you and the mayor from Tuskegee come from the same place?
No.
Yes, you did.
No, we didn't. No, we didn't.
Yes, it did.
No, we didn't.
You see, when you lie.
No, we didn't, May.
You got
Rick, you won this, Rick. Right off of Rick.
Rick just won that he came out of the woods.
Rick told Mays how the cow ate the cabbage.
Do everything.
Right on, Rick.
You know, my thing is...
Rick put that woman in her place.
Go ahead and build Rick up.
Oh, boy.
He needs it.
Rick, right on, Rick. You can have fun this weekend. You won that debate. You told me.
That's good for him. Make him feel good, Jesse.
You put that woman in her place. Good, Rick. I got to go, guys. Call me again. I got to run.
I'm laughing.
Hey, love you, man. Love you, Jesse. Y'all have a blessed day.
You too, buddy. All right. Amazing. The Hake Report coming up now. TheHakeReport.com. The Anchor Baby at 4 p.m. The Father's Day at 12 p.m. And Fellowship on Sunday. Become your own man. Become your own woman. Get on that straight and narrow and stay there. And stop being affected by words. That's better. I'm going to do your super chats on Monday, folks. I appreciate them. Thank you, all right? We do them Monday and the treasure chest and all that. Hake Report at James Hake is on fire. He's going to use that word today outright. He's going to say it. And I'm a Zionist. I want to be a Zionist. Why y'all laughing? All right, folks, thank you. Have a good weekend. I'll see you on Sunday. If the Lord is willing and the creek don't rise at 11 a.m. Pacific time. Doors at 10:30 Pacific time. Thank y'all. Bye. Find a way. Find a way. Stand up. Stand up. Stand up. Stand up. Away. Find a way. Find a way. Stand up. Stand up. Stand up. Here's the song. So, here's what I recommend. I invite you to download my silent prayer, and I want you to start doing it. You just download it, get the points of how to do it, and then after a while, you just do it on your own. It's going to point you in the right direction that your life will be returned to you from God. He will give you your life back, because anyone and all people who has anger, they're not themselves. You are the person that you are angry at. That's why it's so important to get to know yourself so that you can see who you're angry at. And if you're doing the hooping and hollering prayers and things like that, some people get up, oh, praise the Lord, hoop and holler, bless my mama, bless my daddy. Continue to do it. Do both. You will see if you want to stay with the hooping and hollering or do you want to be still and know God. So my gift to you, no charge, at rebuildingtheman.com/church. So I asked the question, are you better than a child molester? I've discovered over the 30 years of counseling, the one thing that's missing, and I think because it's not taught in the homes or talked about, we don't have examples of it, right, is love. Our theme this year is to bring back Christianity, to love God with all our heart, soul, and might, our neighbor as ourselves, and to endure. And there, when you're in a fallen state, people will judge the molester but think they're better than the molester. And I ask, well, why do you think you're better? When I realized it doesn't matter what you think about yourself or how much you have or don't have or how you accomplish things in life or don't. If you have no love, you have nothing.
Thank you, Jesse Lee Peterson, Hassan, Sean, Joel Friday TV, and the American Anchor Baby for an excellent Jesse Lee Peterson show.